Hello, everyone. This is BizChicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today we are here talking tech with the Tech Divas on Tech Life Weekly. I have in the house with me my friend and colleague, Ms. Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Terralina from California Cover Ups, and we are the Biz Chicks. We will be visited shortly by our contributors from New York and Florida. Now, we want to give a shout out to everyone watching live on the replay and in the clubhouse and just say, hey, so good to be a part of this community. If you'd like to become a part of the community, we'll be talking about that later. But in the meantime, we want to talk about this week in tech history. So let's find out, what is all this stuff built on? You know, what you got for us today, Fran?
Well, I'm going to start out with something in the field of media. May 28th, 1929, the Warner Brothers film On with the Show, the first talking movie that is all in color, debuts at New York City's Winter Garden Theater. The film uses two-color Technicolor and Vitaphone sound.
Okay, so on with the show.
Yeah, 1929. And then the next story, Jif is not peanut butter. May 28th, 1987, CompuServe releases the graphics interchange format, GIF. Some people call it GIF, but it's GIF. Is the standard as a new computer graphics file format. Due to color limitations, the GIF format is unsuitable for reproducing color photographs, but it is well suited for more simple images such as graphics or logos with solid areas of color. This made it probably the most popular graphics format for the early internet until the famous GIF licensing controversy soured many designers to its use. The PNG format was developed in response as an alternative to GIF to get around the licensing issues. However, all relevant patents have since expired and the GIF format may now be freely used. Today, it still sees widespread use, especially when simple animations are needed. So we see GIFs a lot. The little, when you want to say happy birthday and you see somebody throwing confetti
around. And
right. That is a GIF. And here recently, I think on our last program, TJ talked about how Meta just sold it at a loss.
Really?
Yeah, they sold the whole GIF thing because people were getting away from GIF, and I forgot who bought it, but I think it was for $50 million. They sold it off, and they had paid a lot more than that for it.
Yeah, they did. I think they paid 300 something. It was expensive. I remember at the time that they bought it. I think that I think the problem is that, well, I don't know if it's a problem. The thing that I've noticed about Meta is that they want to buy ingenuity,
right,
as opposed to create it.
Right, and that could be a smart move for some stuff. I guess it worked out for Facebook. And Instagram. So buying, and WhatsApp too. They bought all three of those. They did try and buy Snapchat, but Snapchat said no.
Yeah.
So May 29th, 1992, at the Consumer Electronics Show in Chicago, Apple Computer CEO John Sculley first announces the coming release of the Newton personal digital assistant to a group of reporters, explaining that the Newton is nothing less than a revolution, although there was not a fully functioning prototype available. The Newton technology is demonstrated, including how to order a pizza by moving topping icons onto a pie and then faxing the order from the device. The Newton is Apple's first major new product line since the Macintosh was released 8 years earlier.
Mm.
The Newton unveiling generates immediate buzz, but due to several factors, Scully's announcement will ultimately be considered a mistake. The announcement itself tipped the company's hand to its competitors and widely inflated consumer expectations. The Newton's release was delayed until August of 1993.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long time. And when it was released, it was not as user friendly as expected. Specifically, the core handwriting recognition feature was widely criticized as buggy and inaccurate. While the technology was greatly improved in subsequent revisions, the Newton never gained much commercial success, and shortly after his return, Steve Jobs discontinued the Newton in 1998.
Mm. Mm.
Okay.
that personal digital, thing.
Right. And it was a
Personal.
handheld. I can show it to you. It was a handheld little device. And it looks similar to a handheld iPad, but it was ahead of
or a Kindle or something. You know what I mean?
correct. It was not. It
Oh,
was
sort of like I got something sitting over, sort of like this.
right. So let's see. Where's my
This is
screen?
my Kindle,
Oh,
so you could read stuff. Yeah,
you see it? Yeah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then it had a great idea, and you could write with it.
You mean text or?
Yeah, you could actually handwrite, but the
You could take
recognition
a
it
pencil
wasn't
to it, like a what are those things that you swipe with? Those little pens? I forgot what.
a stylus.
Yeah, stylus, and
Right.
yeah. And it sort of reminds you of what. Remember the little thing you shake and then you
Oh
draw
yeah, etch a sketch.
etch
Yeah,
a sketch screen. Yes,
right,
and then you could just send it, and basically, which was texting.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So the first automobile accident, May 36th. I don't know if you can still see the car, but anyway, May 30th, 1896. The first auto accident on record occurs in New York City when a Doria motor wagon.
Go
Huh?
ahead. Wasn't it a bicyclist or something? But go ahead.
Yeah, when a Doria motor wagon driven by Henry Wells. I wonder if that is him. Okay, anyway, I'll ask that question later. But driven by Henry Wells collides with a bicycle ridden by Alfred
Mm-hmm.
Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
New Yorkers probably accused Henry of being from Jersey, but he was actually from Massachusetts.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there's a whole thing. But anyway, can you see the car?
Yes, we can see the car.
And he ran into a bike.
And I'm wondering what kind of, well, anyway, I was going to say brake system, but that's not the point. Because bicycles were fairly new. Was the bicyclist experienced?
It could have been.
Because, they had that big wheel in the front. And,
It was, yeah, everybody was, and this
Mhm.
was a car.
Yeah. And women riding bicycles could have been an issue. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
dresses kind of
now
stepped
they,
into that.
now they are independent. They can get places while you're at work. Whoa, wait a minute.
Yeah, so something was happening here, and there wasn't too many gears on this. The car didn't have a whole lot, but it had a seat, had a cover, and you
Guide,
steer.
which was, I guess, eventually replaced by the steering wheel, but it had that guide on there.
Where you can kind of like a boat type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And they did leather back in the day. They wasn't playing. Well, I guess they couldn't do plastic because it wasn't
Invented yet.
no. And then there's I don't know if I want to do all your base are belong to us. Sega releases the video game Zero Wing for the Sega Mega Drive system in Europe, and that was May 31st, 1991. The game was never released in North America and was relatively unknown until years later when the poorly translated opening scene was popularized on the internet. Okay, very interesting.
Are you being
Today, the music industry changed forever. June 1st, 1999, Sean Fanning and Sean Parker released the file sharing service Napster.
mm,
The service provides a simple way for users to copy and distribute MP3 music files. It became an instant hit, especially among college students. Just over 6 months later, on December 7th, 1999, the Recording Industry Association of America will file a lawsuit against the service alleging mass copyright infringement. Eventually, this lawsuit will force the shutdown of the company on
mhm.
September 3rd, 2002, but not before the popularity of downloading digital music is firmly entrenched in a generation of internet users. And now, do you ever buy a CD for music?
No, I can't recall buying
Yeah.
anything recently. Mm.
So you're listening to it on Spotify, Pandora,
Mm-hmm.
or Apple Music or
Yeah.
something, but you're not buying. You're streaming the music now.
Yes.
You don't own the CD. Well, I mean, you could own the CD and
I,
play it in your house, but
yeah, I don't think I have a CD player. My car is so old, there's still a CD player in it. But that's about the only place I would be able to utilize something like that.
yeah. So, one more story. U.S. soft lands on the moon. June 2nd, 1966. NASA's lunar lander Surveyor 1 lands in Oceanus Pulsarium
Hmm.
of storms on the moon, becoming the first U.S. spacecraft to soft land on an extraterrestrial body.
Mm.
Oh, I just got what extraterrestrial means. It means outside of Earth. Okay, I just got that.
Oh,
The
okay.
previous program sent craft that had hard landings, i.e., crash landings. However, the Soviet spacecraft Luna 9 claims the honor of being the first to soft land on almost exactly 4 months prior to Surveyor 1. So hard landing means crash.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
And you, I guess that means, and you survived it.
Well, they didn't go, the people didn't go.
Yeah, but I mean, the thing was still intact.
Oh, okay. It was, well, if it crash landed, I don't know.
Okay, because they didn't specify. Okay. Yeah. Crash landing is not a cute thing.
No. Good
Mm-mm.
morning, Jerry. So there we have your week in tech history. I thought I might have another story from Tech Brew. There's stuff happening everywhere with tech. Um, let's see. Father's Day is coming up, so we want to say Happy Father's Day
Happy
to
Father's Day.
the fathers. We got stuff. There's some stories that are happening and how Sam Club taps AI to help run its stores more efficiently.
Nice.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Um, report U.S. adults aren't sure if they trust the AI industry. Okay, well,
Maybe that is because our intelligence is not artificial.
right. And then, like, because with the Sam's Club, every morning at 8 or 10 at the Sam Club in Secaucus, New Jersey, a robotic floor scrubbing machine named Roberta
Mm-hmm.
roams up and down the warehouse aisles. Roberta is one of a fleet deployed at the company's location across the United States, but it does more than clean the floors. Roberta is tasked with using its computer vision algorithms to check the stock levels of items, ensure every display area is presentable, and flag
Mm-hmm.
anything that seems out of place. Now, that's a good use for AI.
Yes.
The autonomous daily rounds are just one element of how Sam's Clubs seeks to use robotics and algorithms to overhaul how its stores are run.
Mm. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, Sherry. Oh,
Yes, and so they're talking about um, tech. There's trust issues with AI, but we know this because it's a new thing. Remember, they were reporting stuff of Y2K, and we've been having all kind of stuff. So, in a survey conducted in late April, 30% of respondents indicated they trust artificial AI companies doing the right thing, while 26% said they didn't know, and 36% indicated they don't trust AI companies.
mm,
According to Morning Consult data, Democrats, 47%, are more likely to say they trust AI than
mhm.
Republicans, 32%, or independents, 33%. There's also a generational divide. And TJ does absolutely wonderful with stats.
Yes.
There are also generational divide, with millennials displaying the most support at 48%, and only 27% of baby boomers saying they trust AI companies.
Mhm.
The ever elusive Gen Zs are still on the fence, with 38% saying they trusted AI companies and 38% saying they don't.
Yep. Yep. I read an article this week for, I think it was PC Magazine, talking
Mhm.
about specifically ChatGPT, that
Yes.
everybody that a lot of Americans know about it, but only 14% are actually using it. Now, the 14% that's using it, guess what generation is using it? A lot. 18
Okay.
to 34 or
Mm.
under 34. Gen Z.
Mhm. Mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, they have it and use it.
Yeah. 18 to 29 have it and use it, and then 65 and up, they said like 48%, like they don't use it at all, like they don't know about it. And here's a funny thing: I was talking to someone today, I knew, not today but this week, a new client, and I mentioned ChatGPT. She didn't even know what it was. She was like, what is that? I was like, wow. So it goes to the fact with the thing that we care about here, because it's Tech Weekly and we
Mhm.
we're in this, we know a lot about it, but the average person that's living their life, and if they're a certain age, they know nothing about specific tools. So I just thought it was interesting to see, because I had some real world experience with it, and I was like, oh, you don't know about ChatGPT? Okay, well, we're about to learn.
Mhm. Mhm.
So
So I'm going to give you a couple of things. Oh, there's a story here about Chat TPT is not quite ready to be your lawyer.
Mhm. Mhm.
Mhm.
yep.
Um, there's a lot of stuff happening in Tech Brew, but a couple of things with um, Peloton goes populist. They make stationary bikes, but they want to be more than just a bike.
Mm-hmm.
A bike company. It wants to establish itself as an every person's health company rather than a bike company for the
Mm-hmm.
wealthy and fit.
Mm-hmm.
Because most people who bought Peloton was wealthy,
Yes.
Right.
fit, but
Right.
they want to be established as everyone's health
Right.
company.
And see, a lot of people don't know Peloton. You could just buy the service. You don't have to buy the bike. You could just buy
Correct.
it. I think it's $29 a month or something, or 39. It may be
I did.
different.
I did not know that you
Yeah,
could.
you don't need the bike. So this ties in
You
what
don't need
Brandon.
that
Yeah, you don't need
brand of
it.
bike.
You don't need a bike.
Really?
They use an app that does other exercise. So that's what
Okay.
they're talking about. They want to be a health and lifestyle company, not a bike company, because
Right.
Okay.
everybody can't afford the bike.
Let me ask you this, ladies. If you are catering to a demographic that is high end,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't it make more sense to add a vitamin and regimen program that is high end?
They might do that. That's what Fran is saying.
Offer
They're
that
moving.
to your community?
That's what they're moving towards, not
No,
being a bike company.
but let me say this. not being a bike company that wants to be everything to all people, because now you're changing the brand. It's like
Well,
going from Nordstrom's and putting JC Penney's inside, but your
Mm,
customer are Nordstrom customers. You
it's a
know
different
what I'm
thing.
asking you?
It's a different thing with health and wellness because the Peloton community is very invested in Peloton. It's a very I'm trying to think of a community like Beyonce's people,
Exactly.
her community. They go all out for her, and they go
Mhm.
online and they go after people, and they're very invested. Peloton is like kind of like that with a community of invested people. Like they're not going anywhere.
right.
So that the ones that are doing that, they have the bike, they have the this, and they have the that. But Peloton is saying, I want to be a lifestyle company where we can service someone who can't afford the bike but still wants health benefits,
Right.
which is a bigger play for them. It's the right move because
Because now they're coming after Apple Fit.
yes, Apple Fitness, Apple Plus, Apple Fitness,
Right.
and you can get that on any Apple device. It's you pay a monthly fee and you get to exercise wherever and wherever. You don't even need a device like a bike or equipment. They have different types of exercise routines.
Right.
So that's what Peloton is trying to do, rightly so. Get away from Peloton expensive bike that I can't afford. Peloton,
Mhm.
a lifestyle company that's going to help me with exercise, wellness, fitness, and nutrition, which goes into what you were saying about the vitamins. Those things will come because
Right. And
they
then
have
now,
the community first.
right. And they may already have that on there because we are
Mm-hmm.
not in.
We're not really in the community.
Right.
I'm
I
not
have a
anyway.
Peloton
Okay, so
app.
Mark, you see Mark,
He agrees with you,
you want to read
TJ.
it?
Yeah,
He's
go ahead and read it.
If Peloton wants to be every person's health company, they need to lower their prices. Not really, because like I
Because
said, the community, and I'm glad.
Mhm.
Beehive, that's it. Thank you, Mark. The Beehive community, and using her as an example, she's on tour right now. The tickets went on sale, very high price, from
Mhm.
thousands to hundreds. And people in America was like, I'm not waiting for her to come to America. I'm flying over to
wherever she's going.
Sweden, France. Right now, I think she's in London. They would rather fly over there, get it cheap because the ticket prices are cheaper. Fly
Mhm.
over there and see her before she gets it. She's not getting here until July or something. So that's a part of the community, and a lot of people are doing that.
Mhm.
So because they're so invested in her as the brand and what she provides, same thing with Peloton. People that can afford the bike have already bought the bike.
Mhm.
There may be more people that come and buy the bike, but Peloton's not waiting on that because they don't want to be associated with an expensive bike. That's not a brand that can grow and expand. A brand that can grow and expand is what Fran is saying and what Carolina is saying. You get the Apple Plus subscription. What is it? $29 a month. Okay, I
Mhm.
can swing that because I need to get fit. I don't need the expensive bike. When they do the nutrition stuff, the vitamin or the supplement, whatever
Mhm.
they sell, people are gonna feel like, well, I can afford that. I can't afford the bike. So
Right.
it's a different. They have a brand that has different price levels.
Mhm.
Right. And that's what they're doing. They're
So
now
they're not going to lower the price on the bike.
right. They're just going to show you the different levels of stuff that they have.
Yes, and you can't afford the bike, then you can get this. Same thing. Apple did the same thing with the iPod. Remember, the iPod came
Mhm.
out, was very expensive, and then they did like the Nano and the this, and it was different. The prices went lower, but you
Uh-huh.
still had an Apple product. You didn't have the top of the line, but you had an Apple product, which is what people want.
Right.
Buy into the brand at their price point.
Right.
But you don't lower. Apple has never really lowered their prices. They might have a sale on the I, they might have a sale here and there, but they don't really say, well, we want to get a different price point. They don't want that. That's not a part of their brand, or not value, brand positioning. That's not
Right.
where they
Because
are.
and what they do is they don't give you a sale. They just bring in a new product at a higher
Right.
price.
But I've seen the AirPods on sale, but they'll be the older
Yeah.
AirPods. It won't be the new ones.
Yes.
Yes.
So they bring in the new ones, the higher and better
The
quality ones,
generation 3 or what? Yeah.
whatever. But and then they'll lower the price on the first generation.
Right. And I
But
think I saw something today about what's the big ones. Is it Max? The
yes,
Max. Those I saw they're on sale, like $10 off, something small like that. So Apple doesn't do that. Apple doesn't put their branding in with pricing.
nope,
They know who they are. Once you know who you are, the brand, and Peloton is getting there.
right.
Peloton say, hey, we got to get away from expensive bike, because as soon as you say Peloton to somebody, they think expensive bike that I can't buy, and they immediately take themselves out of the conversation, which is what you don't want as a brand. So it's very smart what Peloton is doing.
Right. They're refocusing their
Yeah, because health and wellness is big, very
right.
big.
But you can do your health and wellness with us and still say you're part of the Peloton family.
Yeah.
And not buy an expensive bike.
Right. People don't know that. And they didn't just do this subscription thing. I think when we talked about it, what was that Christmas ad they did with the lady and everybody got upset? They had it then. They had a subscription price thing where you did it on your phone. You did the exercising or whatever on your phone. So
right.
But that's a little bit about, they're changing their brand positioning, which is a good thing.
All right. One other little thing here. Have you all heard about Temu, the Temu app? So I'm gonna read this. Have you been lured by an odd little ad full of unidentifiable products and prompted to download the Temu app? It's got a bit of everything for sale. Think dry flowers, brushes, organizers, clothes, on and on. Everything is suspiciously cheap. Since it first appeared last year, the app has steadily climbed to the top of the US app stores, but that popularity comes at a steep cost. Wired reported that Temu is losing an average of $30 per order as it throws money at trying to break into the American market. Now, I'm wondering, is Temu a Chinese company?
Oh, Temu, yes. I thought you said with a K, Temu. No. Yes, I heard of it. It's a Chinese app. All these apps are coming from China trying to take over America.
Right. So here's the thing. We can't get them with TikTok. Let's get them with Temu.
Yeah. Or Lemonade or CapCut. They're just trying.
They're trying to get into the door. They're breaking in. And if we can get them and we offer them cheap prices, they'll put the app on their phone. Here's the thing.
Yes.
It is the same.
TikTok. Same thing.
Right.
Same programming, same coding.
Well, and I don't know, because we haven't dived into it, but if it's still it's a Chinese company wanting us to get an app.
Listen, we said this before, when you download an app, do your due diligence. If it's not TikTok per se, it's a non-American company. And I said that before. We can't hold them to the fire. Like, we can bring Zuckerberg and Musk and all because they're not Musk really. Well, he's
well,
on the
you
side,
can because he's
right.
Yeah, he's still.
But Zuckerberg, let's stick with him because that's an American-owned company. So, and they brought Zuckerberg to Congress several times. So that's why. So it's not TikTok. It's a Chinese-owned company that trying to ram an app down our throats to use because data. And then the Temu, I wouldn't even touch that because you're buying things. So guess what? How do you buy things? You have to connect your credit card or, whatever financial account to it. Do you want to do that? No. So I don't get the appeal with all of these. And it's mostly Gen Z that don't care. Oh, I want my TikTok. I don't care if it's Chinese owned.
Right.
What?
Yeah, and I think we're the only ones that piecing these little pieces together. Wait, there's Lemonade. Wait,
right.
Wait, there's another one.
CapCut is owned by TikTok, by ByteDance. So, but they don't care. They just want, I love TikTok. I'm addicted to it. I do this, I do that, I sell, I whatever. I'm an influencer, whatever. Don't take it away from me. That's the fight. So I don't know how we fight that.
Right.
Because they don't care.
I don't know if we can.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. That's the scary thing. I don't know because they don't care.
Right. Because Temu is coming in with prices so low that you're like, what
the
Chinese Walmart.
I just can't do it. And as a retailer, if you are small, it is you cannot compete with that. It's just like, okay, you know what?
So what you do is buy from them and sell to somebody else.
That makes them a wholesaler. Yeah. So you
Right.
treat them like a
But
wholesaler.
they're willing to take a dive on their pricing
Mm-hmm. But
Hmm.
think
just to
about real
get
quick
in.
Walmart, how Walmart, and I remember this clearly when Walmart was going into the small towns and pushing out the mom and pop stores
Hmm.
because they had the lowest prices. That was their thing, lower prices. They had the little thing with the prices falling.
Yeah.
And that's how they came into smaller towns and kind of eviscerated the main street with mom and pop stores. So now here they're
They,
coming with the
they
app
even got rid of
Temu.
Kmart. Does anybody remember
Yeah,
Kmart?
Kmart's dead. Yeah,
They
yeah,
when Kmart tried to compete. They used to have blue light
right.
specials on
Hmm.
aisle 8 or
Hmm.
some crap,
Right.
and everything started ending in 97 cents, and
Yeah.
trying to compete. But
Right. So now they're not even like, let's build the store because Gen Z doesn't go to a store. They have a store in here when they're on their phone. So here's this app
Mhm.
Temu. And I was hearing about it and I was like, well, one, I'm not even going to download it. But they're loving it because of the pricing. And how do you fight that?
I don't
Look,
know.
I saw, okay, so this, because we're talking tech, I
Mm-hmm.
saw a program on Netflix called Unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
It is an Asian, uh, I think it's a Korean TV show,
Okay.
in Korean language or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's all about this girl. She dropped her phone.
Hmm.
This dude picked it up, right? And immediately began to try to hack into her phone, did this elaborate scheme to get her to come. Oh, we found your phone. The screen was cracked. So if you can come, I'm going to take it over and have it repaired. And then you can come and pick up your phone.
Mm-hmm.
But we need your password to fix it.
Exactly. He did that. Oh, here's everything, fill this out. We need your password and all this other stuff. And I'm thinking, don't do it. Don't do it. And he was manipulating stuff and going in behind the back door. And I
Wow.
I was like,
See?
he was doing stuff, and he wasn't doing that for the other. Ended up being a serial killer. But the
Right.
point I was making is people were just giving up information. He sent something um as her to her dad saying, hey,
Right.
download this and go ahead and install this so we can have better communication. I was
And
like,
he's gonna do it because that's his
oh,
daughter. Mm-hmm.
like, no, don't do it. Okay.
Wow.
So when
And
somebody,
that's real life stuff now because they got the AI. There's a story out
AI.
about saying be careful about the AI voices because they're calling
Yes.
people and saying, "Oh, your grandchild needs something or your daughter," and you just do it because you're panicked. You're like,
It's a
"Well, they're in
twist.
trouble."
It's
Mm-hmm.
a twist on the old one when they used to
Yes.
text you and say, I'm in
Right.
jail or
Now they use
whatever,
the
send
voice.
some money. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So
Or
and
I'm
real
so
threatening
life.
Europe or whatever. Remember
so
those?
Yeah.
here's what I'm telling people. If they tell you to put on a security or update your phone,
Mm-hmm.
please update your phone because they're trying to
Yeah.
protect you because people, I mean, and now she
Yeah.
was on an Android phone. The phone that they were in the show was
Mm-hmm.
Android,
Mm-hmm.
but she was doing everything. She's posting about some business thing and doing stuff. And the program was called Unlocked. And if you want to check it out, I was like, what are you doing? But she was giving up information. People were just giving up information all over the place.
Wow.
Update your phones,
Well,
people.
that's a part of it that they're Gen Z doesn't want to give up these apps. So here's
And,
another scary one.
right. And she was and she was like glued to the daggone phone. Oh, where's my phone? And she'd fallen asleep, dropped the phone. Some dude picked it up, and there we go. I was like, it was not a good look. And I was like, whoa.
Wow.
I'm watching the apps that I put on my phone
Yes.
and I'm doing the updates. If Apple sends me something that says this is a security update, I will update my phone. I don't care how much it's an annoyance. Just
Mhm.
update your phone.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I have for you today.
Oh my goodness. Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. Oh my gosh, let's get started with a couple of interesting stories. We've been talking about Chat GTP.
It's
And
on everybody. It's
it's on
all
everybody's
anybody can talk
phone.
about. Rightly so. Rightly so. But
Mm-hmm.
there are other things besides ChatGPT
Yeah.
in the GPT, which is generative pre-transformer world. It's just that ChatGPT is like the like Kleenex. Like we used to say, "Oh, give me the
Mhm.
tissue." Like, "Oh, give me the clean." It's become one of those words. So, but there are other tools.
Well, let's see if we can start with something. We'll end with that because that usually takes us down a rabbit trail. So I'm going to start with this particular uh, story here, and let's see if I can get here to the fact that there is some remote stuff happening in the world of car rental in a place over in the UK, Milton. I guess this is Kennedy.
Keenest,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. So let's see if we can get this started here. Can you see this little?
Yeah, we can see there's an ad, of course, but yeah.
Yeah, that
Gotta
where it
work
says
through the ad.
subscribe.
Hmm. So let me see. I'm gonna see if I can get this ad to run, and then I'll come back. Okay, remote driver.
Not moving.
Yeah, it's not. Oh, let's see. Let's see if we can close some of these windows and get this started. So
No, it's not going to let you run that until you watch that ad.
yeah, I know. So I'm gonna have to do this. I'll come back with this, and I'll go over here and I'll run the ad and bring you guys back in. Um, but what I wanted to say was, you know how Enterprise picks you up
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and drops you off?
Mhm.
Well, hello, they have decided that they can do that. They don't need Enterprise to do that for you. Um, and I thought that was interesting. Okay, I need to turn the sound down on this.
There, lots of things are happening in the way of um, tech and the driving and some other stuff.
Yeah, I was just like, okay. Oh, we got 2 seconds left on this. Okay, so now let me share the screen. It should be doing its thing. Okay, share. Can you see this now?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, let me back it up and start the sound on my machine. And what they're saying is that
I'm going to stop at the line just for oncoming calls.
this guy the audio is not that good. Don't worry about it. What I want you to see is the wheel turning. There's someone
Mhm.
sitting in the car, but they've been running these cars autonomously for 18 months over there, and um, their
Okay.
objective is for you not to have to have someone pick you up, drop you off at the car, but that they can drive the car to you
Indicate the left,
from
please.
their location, and they can pick the car up from where you drop it off.
Okay.
So if I'm seeing this right, they are remotely driving the car to you. So it's
Exactly,
not technically the car driving by itself
Right.
it is them driving the car
like a
remote.
drone.
Right. And
Okay.
so they drive it to you, then you get in the car and then they are no longer
Once then it's on manual.
Right.
Um,
that is kind of still creepy, but okay.
but that is going to really, what do you call it? disrupt the
Mm-hmm.
rental business, because one of the benefits of enterprises, they'll
We'll
pick
pick
you up.
you up.
Right.
That's what, you know, help gave them their marketplace share. We'll pick
Right.
you up and we'll drop you back off at home
So this one is just like, we're going to bring the car to you.
to your door, and we're going to pick it up from where you drop it off. Which means
Well,
I
all
can
right.
actually have them pick it up at the hotel. I don't have to go, whatever, wherever
Mm-hmm.
I am, the airport, and drop it back, and then they drive it back to their location.
Right.
Because before I had to come back to the office, settle up, and then we take you home or whatever.
Okay.
And so they just cut out a few steps where that you drive. But see now, again, people now know where you're going, and,
Mm-hmm.
and you have to. The person has to who's remotely driving the car needs to be well vetted.
Right.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, and they're remotely. Oh, you mean after they drop you off or whatever? Yeah,
Yeah.
which has always been the case, because it was just humans dropping you off. It's still humans driving
Right.
the car.
Jerry says controlled, not good, and that they are replacing humans. I don't think they can replace the humans because the humans still had to drive the car.
Exactly, from the remote location.
Right.
Right.
Um,
Um, I don't know if well, I mean, I might use the service, but I would still be freaked out sitting in the back of the car with, I'm not controlling
oh,
I'm
you mean
not controlling the drive.
but I don't know if the person gets in the car when the autonomous person has control.
Okay, now that
Okay.
makes, if they don't have
Then
control, then
on-
I'm good.
once they get in the car, it
Right.
Okay.
converts to manual control.
Okay.
Then I'm good with that. I just don't want nobody
They,
else controlling the
they're
car.
involved in dropping the car off and bringing the car back to the
It's drop off and going back, not the
pick up and drop off the
right. Right.
person.
The pickup. Okay,
Be-
I got you.
Because when you check out of a hotel now, you don't have to go by the desk.
Right.
You just
You
pay
don't.
and walk out on the.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, they've been doing that for years on the TV screen. Well, you could
Right.
just pay remotely, and then the person in charge of driving it remotely then takes over and brings it back.
Hmm.
Mm.
Very good.
So I thought that is that's an industry disruptor.
It
Yeah.
really is.
Just
It
like
is.
dropping off and picking you up disrupted it for enterprise.
And
And
then
this is the
changes,
thing we're gonna have to get used to more of this kind of thing in
Yes.
daily life. Like there's remember the store that Amazon, I think it was Amazon
Walk out.
that had that you walk in and you walk out, you don't check out or nothing.
Yeah.
just walk because
Right.
they already have your payment.
And they have one of those at the airport. What airport is
Mhm.
that? Dallas? In Dallas, where
Yeah.
you take anything out of the store, and when you walk out, it charges your Amazon card.
Right.
So,
Right.
and the thing I liked about it was open all night,
See?
because they didn't need anybody to really
Right.
man the store other than to stock the store. Now,
Right.
I've been there enough to see people inside,
It's
stocking the
stocking,
shelves.
right. And then
That
there's
was
the
manual.
operational cost for the business goes down because unfortunately you're not using human employees to check out and do all they're stocking, but they're not doing other things. So operation cost goes down.
And operation
And
cost.
then it stays open all the
Mhm.
time, like you said, because you don't need human bodies there because we get tired and we need to sleep.
Yeah, and the other thing too is the stocking of the shelves is probably done by secret shoppers.
Right.
They
Or
And-
okay,
take the project and they
but,
work it.
but like the Sam's Club situation where the robot kind of scans the shelf. At some point, the robots are going to be able to come. Little smaller robots are going to come and restock.
Absolutely.
and do that, right? Because remember the automobile industry got disrupted by robots.
Mhm.
Right.
It used to be a time where all human people were putting the little parts together, and this is not it's cars, it's computers, all that. They have the robot that puts it in the screw, torque at whatever scientific, because the robot is designed to do that by math.
Yes.
So there's little margins of error now. because with humans you have a bigger margin of error of, okay, did the screw go in right, that holds this thing in place, that keeps somebody safe in an accident.
Right.
The robot does it now.
Right. And then with the robots doing it, you get rid of the human element.
Right.
Where
They could be tired.
Right.
And not do it right. Yeah.
And they could be lazy. I remember somebody said, okay, so they're in the factory and the guy had his lunch and he put the soda can inside the door.
Right.
In between where the window goes down and stuff, he just dropped the soda can in there. And then there's a rattling. The people are hearing this rattling in the car while they're driving and can't figure out what it is. It was a soda can down in the Come on now, really?
Stupid stuff.
But a robot is not going to do that.
Exactly.
Because they have a specific set of instructions. Same thing with ChatGPT and these AI tools. People think that they are sentient, which means they think on their own. They don't. It's a 1 and a 0, people. It's a 1 and a 0.
And it's a human programming everything.
Well, let me share this with you guys.
Okay.
I have another opportunity for you guys to take a look at this. And this is what I was talking about. This, can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see if we got to watch a commercial first.
You gotta watch.
You have 14 seconds on this one.
Oh my gosh.
Let it roll.
Okay, well,
For this phase of life.
Yeah, go ahead.
True.
Your whole thing was so weird and
I was trying to turn the sound off. Hold
That's
on.
all right. Let it roll.
No, let it down. Just because every time you touch it, it's the clock is.
exactly the opposite.
We are
We're
constructive.
constructive.
So what I wanted to say was, this is all about this guy driving an autonomous
Sensors
bus.
all around the bus, which always gives the bus a 360-degree picture of what's going on. Laser that fires out lasers millions of times a minute, and it takes all the information back into the computers, and again it's always getting a picture of where you are on the road. There's GPS as well, so everything's coming together. LIDAR, radar, cameras and GPS all feeding in to a map that's been pre-programmed into the computer. And then when it's wanting to make a maneuver, it tells you it's going to maneuver. It'll show you it's indicating right, and it's going to move into the right lane or the left lane. And that's how it works. To start with, it was a bit, what's it going to do? But now that we've been driving it for a few weeks, we now have confidence in it. And I'm quite happy to take my hands off the wheel and let it do what it's to do. If there's anything comes up, like a lorry cuts in when it's been overtaken, we can take over just by pressing the accelerator or the brake or steering. Whatever we touch, it's just like when you've got your cruise control on. As soon as you touch it, it comes off and we're back in manual control. Our hands are always on the wheel anyway when we're in autonomous mode, for that reason, just in case anything happens.
Watch him put his hands up, I think. There you go.
Yeah, now this is the same thing that happened when we test drove that Tesla. It does the same thing. And it's now becoming more
Common.
common to have autonomous driving. And there's a rule that you have to have your hands on the wheel, on Tesla, on whoever else is.
And that's what this guy was saying. They have to have their hands on the wheels at all times.
Okay.
But they could, turn it over and let the thing roll. For the most part, it's rolling like a cruise control.
Right. And it does change lanes. Because when we did that test drive, I think it was 2018, where we just moved and it moved over and it changed lanes. And I was like, oh, this is interesting.
And that's what he was saying. Like if a lorry cuts in front of them or
Right.
a
Big truck. Yeah.
Right.
they will change position
Right.
based on the sensors. So
And that's why you still need the human element, because the car is they're trying to get it to the point where the car can react like a human,
Mhm.
but that still is taking some.
Yeah,
Yeah,
how
I think they will have to modify the road for that to take
and
effect, like
they
with
do.
sensors on the road and
They
the highway.
they do, TJ,
Mhm.
because this bus only has like a 14-mile route.
Right.
And
Radius.
they've been radius. They've
Uh-huh.
been running it for 18 months.
Okay.
But I can see it growing and, like we said, expanding. So
And
go ahead.
they're looking at, they still don't have the neural capacity to do where the car can drive by itself. Everybody's screaming about, when is it going to happen? Let it alone. Let the process take
Yeah,
its
that's what
time.
I mean. They would have like our highway system would have to completely redone,
There's a
and would
lot
have
of
some kind of
infrastructure. Yeah.
sensor thing where a car stays in a lane and there's no, and it works with the self-driving car. But the roads have to change, is what I'm saying, and we're not there yet. That
And
infrastructure is going to take a lot, trillions of dollars to do that.
right. And the other side of that is the cameras on the cars have got to act like a human brain.
Right.
It
Right.
cannot just,
Right.
because they keep on, well, Elon said we're going to have self-driving cars. He's like, no, we ain't ready yet. We're not ready.
No,
you-
like I said, the highway system would have to, and it needs to be updated anyway. But
Yeah.
the highway system would have to change.
And that may be one of the national programs that would put the nation back to work. You know what I'm
And,
saying?
it's the two of them have to come together.
It has to. That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be like where we get comfortable or put our trust into it. The roads we have now have to be completely redone. And where as you know, what happened this week? The government is not coming together for that yet. That's way down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that means you drive your own car and be okay with it. Pass your driver's test. Let's do that.
Okay, please study.
Get
Now,
your eyesight checked.
Exactly. This
Whatever
is
you
the
need to
last,
do. Go ahead, Terry.
this is the last story I want to share with you. I don't know if you can see this wonderfulness.
Yeah, just expand, just make it bigger with that. Yeah.
This is all about Chat GTP.
Oh my gosh, it's creepy. Go ahead.
It's a
In a robot?
In the robot,
Okay.
warning us about Chat GTP. So the robots are warning us about themselves. I'm just like, really, people? Okay, let's see. We're probably gonna have to watch a
But
commercial.
that's like today I wanted Alexa to do my chat
Here we
GPT.
go.
We must ensure that these technologies are developed responsibly to avoid any negative impacts on society. In the future, we can expect these technologies to become even more powerful as they continue to evolve and be integrated into our everyday lives.
Oh, you can turn it up. Yeah.
I'm thinking of something that will make us both smile.
Go on, smile. Give us a big one.
There you go.
That is creepy.
Large language models are used to enable robots like me to understand and respond naturally in conversations with humans.
Okay.
That's what I want. I was just saying that I wanted to do something with ChatGPT, but I didn't have my phone and I wanted to say it to the air to my device. So that thing that's talking is just the device, the smart speaker in a human robot form. That's all that is. Instead of the speaker that looks like the speaker, you got that.
Right. And
You're muted, Terry. Carolina, you're muted.
I'm sorry, you got facial expression instead of
yes, but that's the evolution of the smart device that I have.
The form. It's just like the form.
Yes, the form. But it will act just
changed. Yeah.
Yeah, just the way I say, hey, give me the weather. Instead of saying it to that speaker, it looks like a speaker. It's gonna look like that. That's all.
We get this instead of the creepy cat.
Okay, yes, and the creepy cat.
I like this better.
Yeah, but that little don't make. Let me think of something to smile, and then there was that cheek. I was like, oh no, see.
And see, this is the thing, real quick. I'll say about buying these smart devices. I remember when they first came out, and was like, we don't need that. I'm like, I don't want that. And then when you get it, you go, "Oh, I need this thing," because you're doing something else, and you go, "Oh, what's the weather for tomorrow? What's the this or what's the that or what whatever you want to ask it," and you just say what you need to say instead of physically with your hands getting a device and typing, which takes
Right.
time.
Right.
So
And the devices are. I remember when they first came out and how the one was tracking and didn't
yeah,
wasn't
listening.
encrypted and whatever, and it was
Mhm.
listening all the time
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
and stuff.
Yeah. And they changed the weight. They changed it to where you have to use the weight word. But see, that's a part of what's going on, I believe, with Meta and some other companies about there's some privacy things with children I read about this week.
Mhm.
Because we have privacy laws. So that's why that changed. Like
Right.
they were listening and now they can't because we had those privacy laws in place. So we have to make sure those are sturdy to keep it from getting your data, getting your this, especially with minors. So I don't know, was it Meta or somebody did something with children's data? And then the Ring device with Amazon this week also, they're in hot water because they were using people's data the wrong way.
Mm.
So that's a part of what we're doing.
Yeah. And yeah. Not a,
So
So I just wanted to share those with you. And
it almost make you not want to watch TV or watch the programs on TV about people using. I think I
artificial.
watched something yesterday called Missing, right? And the young girl was able to help find her missing mom using technology because she was all on the phone. Now, see, this, I knew something was up. Okay, this is Hollywood because she's on her computer going to Instagram. She's on her computer. Her mom is, and they were using Apple products, so they were doing FaceTime and stuff like that. But she's on a computer. I'm like, that is not right. She's a Gen Z. She would not be on the computer.
Yeah.
She would be on her phone.
Absolutely.
right.
So she had her phone. They had her on this computer, which somebody hacked into again.
But
That and speaking of using technology to solve things, there was something on CBS this morning. I caught the end of it. That they caught some woman that she unfortunately murdered somebody because she wanted to take over her ID. But how they found her was that she took a selfie with somebody and they tracked it using the cell. I have to go back and watch it. I only
facial
caught the
recognition.
end. Something about facial recognition, but she took a selfie with somebody and they looked at the background of the selfie to find her.
Okay.
Right.
It's coming on 48 Hours, the TV show. So they
Oh,
do
yeah,
like a
you
little
would.
preview on CBS this morning to get you to watch. And I was like, are you kidding me? They only found her because of that. And how she got rid of the person was she put poison in the cheesecake. I was like, I gotta watch this. I only caught the end of it this morning. I was like intrigued. They didn't know, they couldn't find her, but they somehow found the picture that she took with somebody,
Yeah.
and they got the background, and
And
she's arrested. They arrested her.
so, and on the Netflix show called Missing is the name of that movie. And she was trying to find her mom, right? So the security footage, she couldn't find her because whatever the place that they went erases it after 48 hours.
Okay.
So she had done a party at her while her mom was gone, right? And she was supposed to pick her mom up at the airport the next couple of days. Well, the mom never made it to the airport. And so this party that she had, she called TaskRabbit to clean it up. She's like, the money is so-and-so, keys under the mat, because the house was toast. Because it was a rager. She threw a party because her parents were out.
One of those. Okay.
Right. And so she's like, okay, wait, let me call TaskRabbit to come clean up the mess. And then so when she went to go find her mom, she found the equivalent of TaskRabbit in the country her mom went to and hired somebody to go and see where her mom, the last place her mom had went. I was like, oh, ingenious. So when it was time for her to escape from somewhere because she got caught up with something, her phone was at home laying on the thing, but the camera that had been following her on the computer, the security, whatever, all she did was say, "Hey Siri," and
Right,
it
and then-
rang her phone, and she said, "Hey Siri, call 911."
Wow.
And her phone called it, and then the police were able to come find her and her mom. But I
found
was
some
like,
lab results. I can show them if you ask again.
Yeah, I know you asked.
stop.
To say that.
So just a little bit about the cheesecake story, because it's coming on Saturday. If you want to watch, it's 48 hours. So what happened was the lady, she didn't die, but she's a beauty stylist in Queens. She got ill because her client came over to her house and gave her a piece of the cheesecake, and she put poison in the cheesecake. She wanted to steal her identity.
How would you
Now listen to this. How they
mom?
found her was the investigator, the NYPD detective. He went to her Facebook page and saw the picture, and he looked in the background and found her through the picture in the reflection of the sunglasses she was wearing. He said he noticed the car's interior had a distinctive dashboard, so he used that to find her. But she didn't die. What happened was her client came to her house. She was to get her hair done, and I guess she had planned this, and instead of doing the normal stuff, she said, "Well, I'll just stick some poison in her cheesecake," and the lady ate it, but she didn't die. She got really sick. So
and she thought
I saw that this morning. I was like, wow.
I'm like, what were you? How are you going to take over her identity? You have to become this person.
Well, they said that they kind of favored each other a little bit.
No, I don't mean. I knew they probably.
Oh, you mean yeah.
I'm like, you're gonna have to know. You're gonna have to know her history, where she went to school. It's a lot.
Okay, this is the thing. If she's a hairstylist, what do you do when you get your hair? You talk about, your family, your this or that, and you have conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So she probably picked it. She didn't just decide to do this. She had to plan this and say, "Let me ask you this. Let me ask you that."
Wouldn't her family be looking for her?
What do you mean?
You're using her name, right?
No, you're using her life.
Her whole life. She was gonna take her ID and everything. I don't know.
She didn't think that part through because
maybe she was gonna leave. Maybe she was gonna leave New York. Maybe she was gonna move somewhere else. I don't know. I didn't see the rest of it. I just saw that little bit that got me interested.
And this is why. Let's just put this. This is why people get caught, because they don't think it all the way through.
So she took, but they always get caught taking pictures with the money or the guns or the this or that on Facebook and Twitter. They always get caught.
Can't resist social media.
Oh, how is she gonna show up at work and do people's hair? Okay, come on.
Well, maybe she was just gonna run out her credit cards.
I don't know the details, but I will be watching. I want the details. So because I was like, that was an interesting case. I think it was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
It took them that long to find her.
Wasn't that great back
then. But the lady didn't die. She didn't die. Yeah, August 2016. She didn't die. She just got really sick, and they were like,
Yeah.
So now you will be caught. With all the technology that is out there right now, you will be caught.
And see, this is the thing. People talk about police and everything, but the NYPD here, they will find you. It will take a little bit of time or a lot of time.
It's just hard to survive.
Like that, they will find you. They will find it.
To survive without a digital trail.
Yeah,
but really,
I'm not even talking about this. I'm just saying, like, any kind of crime that's, because whenever I hear about something on TV, I go, "Oh, they're gonna find that person." Mm-hmm. So, and they do. So, but this city, they have I think their budget is like $5 billion. So they better find them.
Well,
I better do the work.
I yield to you, TJ.
Okay. Well, we're having a lot of interesting conversations.
Share that little bit about
the robots are taking over.
What's going on with the?
Well, see, it's funny, Carolina, because I was just saying I wanted my device to do what that robot was doing.
Okay, well, there you go.
I was like, I wanted that.
So I think it's on BBC.
Okay, I'm going to find it.
Because I think they were talking about S and Chat GPT being integrated into Erie.
Yes, I heard some because I know Apple is working on
Their own
excuse me, they're
version.
working on their things. So
Right.
this is an exciting time. The things are just coming.
You
You
know,
know.
and I don't want people to be afraid. I just want them.
Yes, that's why I like to talk about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so just be aware.
Yeah.
Right,
It's
because it's
coming.
not sent. People go, oh, it's sent to you to think, it's just because, and I'll really simply explain that it's everything. It's a combination of everything that we've written or spoken about, TV shows, movies, books, everything. It's all being gathered up by intelligence because they can do that. They can go in and see patterns. It's about pattern recognition, science, and math. That goes into the thing about the bus, about the story that you show. That's science and math working. But it seems like to us, it's like, oh, it can do,
Well,
it can do
it
that.
depends on who's telling the story. Because
Right.
I'm telling the story, I think about the fact that now I have the National Library of Congress in my phone. It will pull out the paragraphs I want and put it, you know what I'm saying, and serve
See,
it up.
this is the thing, people are using it wrong in the case of the lawyer, which I will bring it up.
Okay.
I got that story in there that people are just straight copying and don't. That's an instant no.
Well, that's an instant no now.
But they're
Before,
doing it anyway with school, with
before
online
artificial
lawyers,
intelligence,
medical school, all kind of things. Okay, so we're gonna get into it. So this week in social media news,
we're gonna talk about AI abuse.
We got the AI abuse. I got a bunch of stuff. I try to, get as much as I can. I know it's a lot of information and we'll be here all day, but I try to keep it small.
Yeah.
And just the most important thing. So we're gonna start with Snapchat. Snap is announcing new activations for Pride Month. This is Pride Month for that community, LGBTQT plus. I think I got it. All right, so they're doing spotlight challenges, Bitmoji clothing, AR stuff. So Snapchat's world is, Bitmoji, dressing your Bitmoji, doing the AR stuff. We talked last week about the nails. So this week they're doing something with the creators for spotlight challenges, giving them a chance to win a share of 40K for the month of June. So for Pride Month, so they have that for those creators. They're also partnering with Nike on a new series of Be True Bitmoji fashion items. Again, we talked about this to where you can get Bitmoji items for your, get clothing for your Bitmoji and try on AR and all that.
Is that like, wait a minute, is that like Roblox where you dress your avatar?
Well, no, and when you go into Snapchat, you can have a cartoon version of yourself. They call
like
it a
an avatar,
right?
yeah.
And you can dress it up. There's lots of outfits, generic.
That's
but
how
Nike, right? But Nike is partnering and putting in Nike products.
Got
so
you.
Your Bitmoji will have a Nike jacket.
Yeah, so that's like when we
that's what's
talked
going on.
about metaverse or whatever it was, where
Right.
you could go into the different luxury stores and buy outfits for your avatar.
Right. So, but
Skins, is
what
that what they
Nike
call it?
is, but what Nike is doing is letting you have a limited edition Be True hoodie for your character in the app, and you can also go and buy the real life version when you go to Nike.com. They have a Pride collection for tied into your Snapchat Bitmoji.
Gotcha.
Also, they have a new Scene SEEN camera experience to let people in this community, if they want to tell their coming out stories, like for real, not as a Bitmoji, but them.
Yes.
So it has AR effects and it has prompts to guide them. It says to guide them through the storytelling process because they want to encourage users to share their stories for Pride Month in order to help provide more perspective for others in the app. So it's a teaching learning experience. Okay, so that's what Snap is doing. Snap is also releasing a new generative AI feature called My AI Snaps for paid subscribers. Now, this is not the My AI ChatGPT tool that's in the app now that everybody has. This is for subscribers. So you'll be able to send snaps of what you're up to in order to receive a generative snap back from the in-app chatbot My AI. Okay, because My AI is the chatbot inside of Snapchat that's free. It everybody can use it. This is in the subscriber section.
Okay.
So you can snap something and have it snap an AI. My AI will send you something back, and it's based on photos and text prompts. So one of the examples of Snap My AI, a picture of your pizza, OOTD, or even your furry best friend, and My AI may respond with a snap back in reaction to what you're doing. So if you snap My AI your latest grocery haul, it might recommend a recipe. One of the examples was if you went, and you bought tomatoes and you took a picture of the tomatoes and sent that to the My AI, it will snap you back some recipes to use with the tomatoes and whatever else.
Oh, cute. So
Yeah.
it's sort of going beyond suggestions to here's some stuff you could try.
Right. It's your take, because the whole idea of Snapchat is you're taking pictures. So if you take a picture of your, whatever you bought and say, hey, this is, and you send it to My AI, it's going to come back with suggestions.
Gotcha.
So that part is only available to Snapchat Plus subscribers, but My AI is available to everybody. It came out in April. They let everybody have it. So that's what Snap is doing.
I can see the usefulness of this.
Yes, and remember, Snapchat users are what, 18 to 34? Because there's a question of why would you want to do that?
Well, anybody, because I get this question all the time because I sell clothing. What do I wear with that?
Yes, so that's where the AI does it back.
You know what I mean?
Give you outfit suggestions or accessory
What
suggestions.
shoes make sense?
Yeah, that's where it's going.
Mm-hmm.
That's where it's going. Okay, let's move on to Artifact. Now, remember, Artifact is the app from the two founders of Instagram where you get news inside of the app, and then they're adding on little things where you could have comments, you can leave emoji reactions. Last week I said that they had a option for you to report a clickbait headline. So this week they're saying that they're using AI to rewrite that clickbait article. Okay, so there's a new feature to let AI rewrite a headline for you if you come across a clickbaity article. Clickbait is they put a sensational title in there for you to click on, and then when you get in there, something else. It's like a bait and switch.
I was gonna say it's bait and switch.
Yeah, a bait and switch. So now they're using GPT-4 to allow you to say, if you don't like that title, it doesn't fit the article, you went in and read it, you can come out and say, hey, rewrite that title because it's not right. So that's what's going on with Artifact.
So that allows us to help them police the community.
Yes, so you can. That's what it is. It's about helping the community. And AI will rewrite the headline for all users. People will see a star icon next to the headline to indicate that AI has rewritten the title. So you use Artifact. I do.
TJ, you just forecasted this so long ago. I can't even remember what year that was, 2018 or 2019. You said we would have some kind of good housekeeping seal of approval.
We will.
And then we saw, what is that, trust something? They came out, and now what these guys are doing is showing us here's a standard to control this wonderfulness.
Exactly. And I said I didn't know how it was going to happen. Now I see it. It's this ChatGPT, GPT 3.5 and 4. That's the tool that's going to help. I thought maybe the government and private industry would get together. I guess that's kind of like that because they are calling OpenAI to meet with the vice president and stuff, and to make not ideas, but make
regulations.
That's the word.
Control.
Yes, regulations. Voluntarily in partnership with the private, because OpenAI is a private company. It's American owned, but it's private company, and so they are willing to work with our government because our government can't handle this
We don't know
on
what
their
we're
own.
doing over there in the government.
They way behind. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, it would have to be government and private industry working together. Here it is. I didn't even think about that. Thank you for reminding me. I forgot about
Yeah.
that. I thought it was going to be like a government agency,
The public, it's a
like the
public
EPA.
private,
Yeah,
it's a
like the
public-private
EPA, the
venture. Yeah.
FBI, CIA. I thought it was going to be like that, but it's this, which works so much better. But then on the other hand, we have those people that are asking for the pause. Not gonna happen. Afraid of what it's going to do because they think that the technology thinks on its own. We're not there yet. They're probably working on that, but that's not where we are now. We're at the stage where this is program. This is a program. This is a platform that can take the content that we've created as a society and use that to make more content.
Yeah.
And it does it when you give it a command by typing in a prompt. Okay. And then last week we talked about the copyright issue of it. And remember when I was saying that they said if it's AI imagery, you can't copyright that. But the text part of it, you could possibly do that. There's a road for that. So this is the beginning of a journey. And nobody knows.
Yeah.
Nobody knows. I'm just telling you what I read because I'm very interested in this topic and I want to keep on top of it. So I hear what's going on with Microsoft, what's going on with AI and OpenAI, and so you have to keep on top of it. But that thing that Fran was saying earlier today about a lot of Americans not knowing or not using it. When I saw that article, I was very interested. I said, that's interesting. That only 14% are using it. But I expect that number to grow within a year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is going to be
year.
exponential. It's going to
be. A year. Because this Chat GPT, which is the interface to GPT, that came out in November 2022. And here we are, June. And look how much has happened. Is some people can't even keep up with it, nor should you. If this is not your thing, your topic, you don't have to keep up with it because the information is constantly turning over in tech world. Just pay attention to it when you see it on the nightly news or CBS or ABC, whatever major news network you watch. Just listen to those stories, and anything beyond that, you don't have to,
because it's going to be integrated into the things that we use. Remember when they had the deep fake thing and they were changing faces and voices?
Yes.
We all freaked out like, oh my God, we don't know what's real.
Yes.
You know,
well, see, OpenAI is working on something in the back end that they'll be able to do with metadata to tell if that is.
They were talking about putting a watermark on something.
Yes, watermark.
Some controls.
And see, this is the thing. They're not going to tell us everything. So, you know, that's why I said I know things are going on in the background that they're not going to talk about.
Yeah.
So
fear not, people. Fear not.
Right. So when I saw that they had the meeting with Vice President Harris and OpenAI CEO and other people, I said, okay, things are working in the background.
Yes.
We're not going to be privy to all of it because that's how the government works. We don't know everything that's going on. So just,
and that's why we get to sleep at night while they're
right. Just be calm. I know there's a thing about, replacing humans, but just think about it. I brought up the robots in the automotive industry that got replaced, and
but somebody's got to fix the robots. Somebody's got to regulate.
Yes.
It's going to be okay, people.
Yeah. So I mean, this is the thing. If you feel anxious or overwhelmed or whatever, one, you're watching this. We're gonna help you. Two, like I said, watch the major news and leave the rest of it behind. Don't worry about it because it will get sorted out. Now, I'm not going to say it's be easy or it's going to be fun, but it will get sorted out.
But everything is not for us to fix, folks.
Yes.
Relax. It'll be okay. Somebody's
live your life.
Somebody's working on it, right, TJ?
Live your life, and I'll wait for my robot to come in the mail and tell me in the show that I want that. But I don't want it to look like that. I want it to
No,
look like
I'm sure that it will improve. And one of the things that I saw about it is that they're trying to make it universal because right in through
mhm.
here
I don't
is
want universal. I want mine to look like Idris Elba or Denzel
right in
Washington
through here. It looked like him. You know what I
I
mean?
want it
But
to look like Reggie John Page, the guy from
and
that's what I want.
you may be able to
I don't
personalize.
want that blue thing that they
No,
showed.
no. That what that reminds me of is when they do like special effects
Yes.
under something.
Yes, the what is that? Not plastic, that rubberized stuff they put on the
Yes, the
actors.
mask that
Okay,
they
yeah. All right,
the
so we getting
mold,
off
and
a
then
track. Let's
on that they build on that mold. Yeah.
let's get back. All right, so moving on. So Be Real. Do you remember that? Be Real, the app.
Yes.
So they're testing a direct messaging feature called Real Chat.
Uh-huh.
Private messaging, allowing you to boast a feature found on. Oh, okay, that's just the title. So they're saying that this is a requested feature. So they're saying that you can only message another user if you're friends with them on the platform. So remember, Be Real is that app where Tuesday at 2, every day at 2 p.m. you have to get your phone and take a selfie or
Yeah,
whatever
you get
you're
some kind of
doing.
message.
Right, you have, and so
You got a
now they want
5 minute
to put a
window.
right now they want to put a private messaging in like a
TJ,
WhatsApp kind of thing.
I was gonna say, isn't this like Telegraph or
They want to put like a WhatsApp private messaging feature into
don't we
Be Real.
already have this in our built into our phones?
Well, no, this is Be Real when you're using the app.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, when you're using the app.
Alrighty then.
Right. And remember, Be Real, you have a two minute window to take a picture that everybody in your circle can see and share. So now they're trying to put private messaging in with that also, so you don't have to take a picture. They want you to have conversations privately.
This is starting to sound a little like fans only. I can send you a picture,
I mean, I don't know what they're
and
doing
I
with
can
it.
send you a private message. This
Yeah,
might
so
be.
it's the same thing as what WhatsApp. That you can send private messages, all the things that
Mhm.
WhatsApp is doing. So they're trying to put that into Be Real.
Okay. All right. I'm
Let's
not trying to
see.
shoot the messenger. Go ahead.
Okay. Speaking of WhatsApp, let's talk about that. WhatsApp has been busy adding a lot of things. So now
Okay.
they're testing screen sharing to Android phones.
Mm.
So you can screen share and record and display the contents of your screen with whoever you're talking to on the video call in WhatsApp.
Okay.
So you'll be able to it'll have a new button and you click the button, a prompt asks if you want to start recording or casting with WhatsApp.
Mm-hmm.
If you're okay with that, all that's left to click is you start now and you share your screen during the phone call within WhatsApp. So it's right now it's a beta test with selected Android beta testers. So they're saying it's going to roll out in the coming weeks. So if you use WhatsApp, that is something that's going on. So you'll be able to share your screen during a video call. If you want to share pictures, say you have pictures or something and you want to share them during the call, now you
Mm-hmm.
can do it. So
Okay, because
they're
I
testing that.
I just Googled, can I share my screen on FaceTime? And it said yes.
Yeah,
Because
you can do it on
I've
FaceTime.
never done it.
Mm-hmm.
But
When
okay.
and it's the same thing when you're on Instagram. If you're doing Instagram live on your phone, you
Yeah.
can share what's in your camera roll. So it'll be like that.
Okay. Got you.
Let's see. Did I do? Oh, I didn't look up TikTok this week. Oh well. Let's talk about Twitter. Twitter has one thing, they're testing community notes for images.
What
This
is
is
that?
going to be, let me see. So they're testing a new feature that could make it easier for people to identify potentially misleading media. So this is called community notes, and it will apply Twitter's crowdsourced fact checks to specific photos and video clips. It allows contributors who have a not high enough rating to apply notes to images shared within tweets. Um,
Okay. So
I'm
now
not.
let me tell you what I'm hearing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hearing that now we're going to decide what's real by vote.
Oh, they could already do that in Twitter community. You could already do that. You could
Vote.
already it's crowdsourced fact checking for tweets. Now they're just adding in images. It's not this is not new. Community is not new. It's just that they're adding for images to identify AI generated media
Okay.
within Twitter. So again, like I said, I will report on Twitter, but I'm not really using it. So
Mhm.
they could do whatever they want. Musk can do whatever he likes. All right, let's get to OpenAI. Now, a
Okay.
lawyer faces sanctions after he used ChatGPT to write a brief with
Oh,
fake citations in it from ChatGPT.
did you say fake citations?
Yes,
Oh my
let's
gosh.
let's get into that. So, this attorney, I won't say his name. he was he turned to ChatGPT for assistance with writing a legal brief. So his company was suing some airline in Colombia, the country, not the city.
Uh-huh.
Um, so they're saying that he went into ChatGPT and created a 10-page brief about why the suit should proceed for the judge. So he
Yes.
cited more than half a dozen court decisions that did not exist because he went to ChatGPT and ChatGPT said, "Oh, you can use this court case. Let's say Martinez versus Delta Airlines and Miller versus United Airlines. Those cases don't exist."
Did
ChatGPT
he
will
not
make
did he not check the references?
no. See, okay, let's stop here because I'm glad you asked that.
Oh my gosh.
And I explained this. That's called hallucination in AI world because you're giving it a command. It's a computer. You're
Mm-hmm.
giving it a command. It must fulfill the command. And if it doesn't have the reference, it will make up stuff. So it made up these cases. So this fool, and I'm gonna call him a fool, copied straight out
Copied and
ChatGPT
pasted.
and put it in his legal brief.
He printed it out and stuck it in as Exhibit A.
So ChatGPT fabricated all of the court decisions because he needed to. ChatGPT got to give you something. If it doesn't exist, it will say, "Okay, Miller versus United Airlines, Martinez versus Delta Airlines, so and so versus this airline." Because you put in a command and it must fulfill the command. So it gave it to you, and I was gonna say something. I'm not. This
I
lawyer decided to not fact check. Being a lawyer, he knows he has to fact check. He did not,
Mhm.
and he just pasted it into his legal brief and sent it to the judge. So
Wow.
now he says that he used the chatbot to supplement his research for the case. He said that he was unaware of the possibility that ChatGPT's content could be false. It says it right there, dummy, when you go to ChatGPT at the bottom. It says it.
Mhm.
So no.
Well, Carlos says this comment. It's like the police force force you to confess to a crime you did not commit. Okay. Jiminy Cricket. Wait.
Okay, so here's some more. He said he had screenshots showing that he had asked ChatGPT if the cases it cited were real. ChatGPT said, "Yeah, they're
So is that his
real."
defense? Is that his defense?
That's his defense.
Come on.
Now, he says he greatly regrets using ChatGPT. He will never do it again without absolute verification of the authenticity. Now, what's going to happen? The judge is very upset. So there's going to be a June 8th hearing to see how they're going to sanction this lawyer. So we will see more June 8th.
That is really bad news. I mean,
See this.
it's just like when a kid turns in a paper and you don't check the
Yes.
references.
So this people are using ChatGPT in the incorrect way because they're so excited that this thing sounds like it's thinking, like it's making thoughts. No, it's just a computer that's filling a
Generating.
command. That's all a computer does. Ones and zeros fills a command. When you turn on your computer and you open Chrome, you click on Chrome, that's a command.
Mhm.
The computer opens up Chrome. When you
Wow.
go and you type in a document and save it and you click save, that's a command. It gets saved. You use ChatGPT and you write a text prompt, it's a command. It must fulfill the command. So
Wow.
that's why it has fit. And I've experienced this myself. I did something for one of my clients. I was looking up some historical biographical data or something. And I was like, that's not right. Because ChatGPT gave me something. I said, that's not right. That part isn't right. Like it was trying to fill it in for me by making up something. I was like, that's not, that person didn't do that. So you have the knowledge. So I'm saying this lawyer has the knowledge, not of the briefs or the citations. That's why, in lawyer land, they have paralegals that go look up the cases
And law
in
clerks.
books in a database. Right.
Yeah.
They have a database.
So so Carlos says here, he says they are real in the metaverse. Chat GTP has access to the metaverse. So
Okay.
in other words, you don't know where it's pulling this stuff from.
All I'm saying is you don't have subject knowledge of the you don't know what it's about, but you can ask chat GPT, but you have to go to an expert and say, can you double check this, can you fact check this, can you, or go to another source that you know is fact checkable. And double triple check before you okay, that's it. Let's move on.
Just don't.
Let's move on. Just don't do it.
How about this? Just stop cheating, people. Just stop
Just
cheating.
don't. Okay, another story about Chat GPT. Instacart has a new in-app AI search tool using Chat GPT. So they have a new Ask Instacart search tool in the app designed to help customers save time and assist them with shopping questions by offering personalized recommendations. Just like we were saying about the Snapchat and
The tomatoes.
yeah. So Snapchat is image based. You take a picture. This Instacart tool is, text, you type in, what you're doing.
Okay.
So they're saying that this will be in the search bar in the Instacart app, provides customers with product recommendations as well as additional information about food preparation, product attributes, dietary considerations, and more. Okay. So they're saying some of the things that you can ask, what kind of side dishes should I serve with lamb chops? Or what fish is similar to salmon? Those kind of questions it will ask. So it's using Chat GPT. Now remember, Chat GPT on the desktop only has an integration with Instacart. It's not this. This is Instacart put Chat GPT in the app. Two different things. Okay.
Okay.
So look out for that. It's in the testing stages. So if you're one of the testers, you're lucky. And speaking of ChatGPT, let's talk about Microsoft. Microsoft is preparing to put Bing AI on Chrome and Firefox browsers. Now, this is a rumor. It's not fact. So, I believe it was the CEO of Bing, the Bing search engine, said on Twitter that Bing Chat is going to get an update in June this month, and he listed some of the things that might come. One of them was first experiments in enabling third-party browsers. That means a browser that's not Microsoft Edge. So what are the browsers that are not Microsoft Edge? Chrome, Firefox, there's Opera, there's a couple other Brave. So Microsoft, this is a indication that they're looking at giving access to Bing Chat without you having to download Microsoft Edge, because that's what you have to do now. If you're on Windows and you're using Microsoft Edge, you have Bing. If you're on a Mac computer like I am, I had to download the Microsoft Edge browser because that's the only way you can get it. That's the only way you can use Bing Chat, which is their AI tool. But this is a little heads up. Maybe they're looking at it. They're not testing it yet. That they're going to integrate Bing within Chrome. Now, what do you think of that?
That is, I'm okay. My concern is this: we already got wonderfulness going on over here in Chrome with when we bring up Google and other things.
Mm-hmm.
Is this going to now we have to sift through this stuff to
You
determine
don't have to. You don't have to use. No one's forcing you to use Bing.
Bing? Okay.
People want to use Bing. I want to use Bing for several reasons I talked about, but I want to use Bing, and I'm not a Windows user. So how do I
No,
use
not.
Bing? I can't. Now, here's the deal. What is Google going to do? Because Google owns Chrome, and they have their own tool called Bard.
Yes.
Their own chat GPT, LM, whatever acronyms you want to use. And how how is that going to work? But then again, Google cannot stop extensions from being put into the store. So this is if you want to try the different chat bots, because
Okay.
chat GPT is not integrated in any browser. You just go to ai.com and you use chat GPT. Now, third party, which means outside of OpenAI and Chrome, people have written extensions to connect ChatGPT to not Google, but inside of the browser. Because I have several extensions that I go to a website and I want ChatGPT to do something with it. I click the extension and it takes the text into ChatGPT. Now, here's the other side of that, and I'm going to move to that. Before I do that, there's a story connected to this Bing being in Chrome. But before I do that, Bing has changed the chat limit from 20 to 30 chats per session. Okay. So what that means is that if you use Bing, you get 20 chances to have a chat within one session, and then Bing says, "Okay, that's enough. I'm not going to answer any more questions. Move on to a new chat." After 20 chats in the little wing, and it says at the bottom 1 of 20, 2 of 20. Now it's 30. So now it'll say 1 of 30, and when it gets to 30, it will tell you, "I'm not answering any more questions about this topic in the chat. Start a new chat." It will not go past. So now they've increased it. It was 16 at the beginning. Then they changed it to 20. Now it's 30. Okay. That's
Okay. So, and that's because people were drilling down trying to get it to go.
Well, that's because it's like, well, ChatGPT doesn't limit me. I can ask it as much stuff as I want. There's no limit. There's no limit.
But is it the truth?
What do you mean? The truth of what?
By the time you drill down, you know what I mean?
Oh.
Is it now making up stuff?
Yeah, so they changed the limit. It's 30 chats per conversation and 300 conversations per day, and then they cut you off. Because you have to remember that this costs, these chats, when you're interacting with the GPT, it costs money. There's tokens that are involved, and also the technology use of computers and servers and all that has a impact on the environment.
Okay.
So that's what's going on with that. So Bing has a limit, and it was 20 and now it's 30. Now, getting to Google, because we were talking about Google. Let me make sure I got everything. AI. Is that it? Yes. So now Google has something called Google Labs, and I think I mentioned this last week or the week before. So Google has and it's called Search Labs, and it's a experimental feature that you have to join the wait list, and then they take you off the wait list, and you can use the experimental tools. One of the tools is called Search Generative Experience. I mentioned that last week, and it's shortened to SGE. What this is that when you're inside of Search Labs, the experimental part of Google, you get to use SGE. And what that is that when you go into Google and you type in your Google query or whatever you're asking, it now has GPT answers in there. And they show up at the top. And I'm going to, let me show you real quick.
And but it tells you that the
Yeah. It will tell you. And you can turn it on and off. Let me see. Okay, let me see. What should we search for? Give me here. I'll do Spotify. Let me do that. So I'll search for Spotify. Okay. I'm gonna share my screen. We're not on Clubhouse, are we?
I don't think so.
Okay, so I was like, okay, if we're on Clubhouse, then they can't see it. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. And there it is. Okay. All right, so let me go back here. Can we see that?
I'm gonna see.
I'm gonna zoom my.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
Oh, that's good. Okay.
All
so
right.
I see Spotify, login.
So I typed in Spotify, just a regular Google search, but it says get an AI powered overview for this search. That is going to give me ChatGPT stuff.
Oh.
So see, it gives me some more stuff. It says ask a follow up, and ask different questions. And let me see, what does this do? Okay. This is that part. That's that part that has the GPT in Google search, regular google.com. Okay, regular google.com. It says generative AI is experimental. So this is their chat GPT integration into Google. It's under the labs. It's a search labs. It's experimental. You have to be in the tester section. So this is not for everybody. This is what's to come. So when you do a search, you're going to have a section where it's going to ask you, do you want to, chat GPT it or GPT information on it instead of just getting whatever Google gives you back. Okay.
Okay.
And you have to use here we go. Search labs. Okay. So this is SGE. There's a couple other things in here that you can test, but I'm only doing the SGE, and you have to turn it on. It says when turned on, SGE may appear when you search. And if I click on try an example, so you can see what happens. So it has a generative AI section. And I can look at that section, or I could just scroll past it and just look at the regular Google results. That's basically what this is. Okay.
Wow.
But you have to go into Google Labs. Google, just go to google.com with your account. You're logged in. There's a beaker. It looks like a beaker, and it says labs, and you click on it, and it says get on the wait list, and you get on the wait list. And when you're off the wait list, they will send an email saying you're off the wait list. You can now use the SGE.
I like the way they separated that, though.
Right. So they're doing that. So the story I wanted to say was that they're they're widening the wait list. Like if you get on the wait list now, you won't have to wait long because they're increasing the beta tester sections.
Okay.
So you might want to sign up for that because you get to see it, and it's called SGE, Search Generative Experience, which is their chat GPT within google.com. Okay. So they're working on that. And I believe no. Got one more. This is the biggest thing this week. People went crazy for this. Instagram. Did you hear about Instagram?
What happened?
Okay, let me get ready. Let me make sure that I covered everything else. I believe I did. Yeah. So Instagram. Instagram explained this algorithm and how it works this week. Adam Mosseri, I guess that's how you say his name. When he has information to release, he's the CEO of Instagram. When he has information to release, he does it on his Instagram channel. So if you
Yes.
want to know, you can go and follow him, Adam Mosseri. I think I am following him. And yes, and he also has a private broadcast channel called IG Update that he does different things. But if you follow him, and let me go, and he is Adam Mosseri, Mosseri. He's the head of Instagram. So he will put on his stories, and it's not there anymore because stories only last uh 24 hours. Or did he? Nope, it's there. Okay. Let me turn it on. So it's on the reels. It's not a story. Because the story lasts 24 hours. A reel will last as long as you want. So what did he do? He explained the Instagram algorithm finally for those people that have been trying to figure out how it works on Instagram. He explained it. Everybody went crazy and nuts. So what is going on? So he wants to dispel misconceptions about how the app's algorithm works, whether or not Instagram engages in shadow banning. Shadow ban, I'm not even gonna get into it. It's just a suppression of your post, basically what it is. So he came on, it was very long. And he says Instagram does not have one algorithm, it has several algorithms, which I already knew that. It has a stories algorithm, it has a feed algorithm, it has a reels algorithm, and it has an explore algorithm. They
Wow.
all work differently. So
Mm-hmm.
he basically came out and said there's not one, stop trying to figure it out, stop trying to game it. So here's his quote. Instagram doesn't have a singular algorithm that oversees what people do and don't see on the app. Each part of the app, feed, story, explore, reels, search, and more, uses its own algorithm tailored to how people use it.
Mm.
People tend to look for their closest friends in stories, use explore to discover new content, and creators and be entertained in reels. We rank things differently in these different parts of the app and have added features and controls like close friends, favorites, and following so you can further customize your experience.
Mm.
This got people upset. They
Why?
were mad. I have no idea. They got mad because they explained that what I already knew, that Instagram had more than one algorithm. There's not one. So what it is that they're trying to game the system. So now they can't game one system. They have to game more than 5 systems.
I don't know if it's even about gaming the system. It's about, in some cases, just understanding how does this
No, no,
crap
no,
work.
no, no, no. Creators and influencers want to game the system because they want to grow their audience because they want to get a brand deal. No, they're gaming it.
Uh-huh.
I see the conversations. I've been in Clubhouse. I've been all over the place, and I hear the conversation. How can I get more followers? How can I get more people to watch my reels because I want to make money with a brand deal, or I
Yeah.
want to make money? They're trying to game it. So he came out and basically said, "There's no gaming it because it's not it." Actually, there's more than 4. There's the main feed, which has following, favorites, and what's it called? Favorites and following. That's another one. So 4, 5, 6, and don't forget the DMs. That's 7. So there's more than one algorithm. They all got upset, and that's been the talk of the week.
Wow.
And I'm trying to get over to his. Let me see. I'm trying to get over to his reels and see some of the comments. So let me see. Yeah. Oh, let me turn the sound down. And he's got like 2,000 comments on this one reel. And people are mad. They want the old algorithm of you, whoever you follow, you see.
Okay.
And so it if you have time, you can go over there and read some of the comments that people so here's one. Most creators, no matter what is being done, are not getting reach, and most followers reach out to us asking why our content isn't being pushed. Most of my followers have to search for me to see if I posted anything, and it'll be hours after the fact. Every new update y'all have pushed has literally caused us to lose thousands of followers, regardless of all the work we put in. Make IG the way it was before. This is a complete turn off for creators, and this is why we're going to TikTok and YouTube.
Wow. Okay.
So that's one of the comments, but it's 2,000 comments on here, and there
They,
you have it.
they're still gonna do what they want to do. So
Yes, day one, Meta gonna do what they're gonna do. TikTok, all of them. You're not paying for it.
Yes.
You're not a subscriber. If you subscribe to Snapchat Plus, you got rights to complain because you're paying. If you subscribe to Twitter Blue, you can complain to Musk. It's not going to do any good, but you can still complain because you paid your money. Instagram is free. Facebook is free. They can do what they want. So the man
Is it
came.
really free if they're holding your data hostage?
So the man came out and explained how the algorithms work, and they got upset because they're trying to game the system. They're gaming the system because they're trying to get more followers, more views, and go to Nike and say, "Hey, I got this many followers. Give me a brand deal."
But that's not what's happening anymore.
It's not happening anymore.
So the people who follow you, I still get, like, when people go live, I get a notification saying that so-and-so went live, is going live on Instagram. I still get that.
But see, that's not enough for them.
And then I do get posts that say, "Hey, so-and-so posted a new story."
And you go over, right?
Yeah. I'm like,
that's not enough for them. They want more. They want more. And another part of this is the creators and influencers, and then some of the I won't call them business owners. I call them online entrepreneurs that have a link to buy my course and their thing. So when they do a real dancing around like a monkey, they want people to click on their link and buy their course. It's not working anymore. So the man, I'm going to say the man came on and explained, because there's a lot of back channel talk about, well, the Instagram, the algorithm says you can't do X, Y, Z. You can only have 5 hashtags, not 30. And then people go, no, you can have as many as you want. They have to be niche. So there's a lot of back channel cross talk about, well, I heard and I talked to this person on Instagram and they said X, Y, Z. So there's a lot of misinformation going around with creators because they're trying to game the system. Yes, they are, because they're trying to get more followers, get more views, get more people to buy their stuff in a non-genuine way.
Right. So that's
non-genuine.
No, it's not genuine. You are
so the CEO came out and told you what to do. He told you what to do. We talked about Facebook. Facebook tells you they're not about friends and family anymore. It used to be that way. So you can't get mad when there's posts from people that you don't know pop up in Facebook, because 1, Facebook can do what they want, Instagram can do what they want. 2, they need you engaged on the app because they need to serve ads, because they need to make money. They're going to do whatever it takes to make money. Now, one thing that was said in this article that I agree with, Zuckerberg has said his goal is to transform Instagram and Facebook into a discovery engine more focused on recommendations than posts from friends.
So that's good if you're a business owner, because they throwing your stuff in front of people you don't know. So here's the thing. That means you need to have your stuff together. I was going to say something else, but you need to have all of your stuff together so that when they do throw it in front of somebody, they will want to follow you.
Bingo. 100%. And that's what we talk about all the time on Tuesday. That's what we talk about all the time. But they're mad because Instagram doesn't work the way that it used to when I got on in 2016, because I could see everybody's posts. And if everybody can see my post, they're going to buy from me. Everybody ain't your customer. So they still got that mentality. If I'm seen, they're going to buy. No, that's why I look into psychological stuff and generational stuff and behaviors of the human mind as to buying and selling. Because that's the key. Not push me in front of everybody. Why ain't they buying? Well, I don't want what you're selling.
Yeah, because
I don't want it.
We don't want what you got
And
because
you
it's
can't
not.
make me. If I don't want what you got, you can't make me buy it. This is what's not getting through their head. Instagram is free. They could charge us. Facebook is free. They could charge us. And they want to. Trust me, they want to. So you're complaining about something that's free. And what was the numbers we said about Facebook? It was like 2.9 billion
Yeah.
monthly active users. That's not enough for you to figure out how to get a piece of that big pie. Be with a billion.
Yep.
So the man came out and he said, listen, I'm going to tell you how it works. They're mad. Oh, they're hopping mad. Hopping mad. So that's what happened this week, that he pretty much said what he said. This is how it works. There's more than one algorithm. There's at least 7.
And they're all moving.
They're all moving parts. And he even explained how you get interaction on each one. He has a blog post. He talked about stories. How do you get interaction on stories? Because stories is a separate algorithm. And I saw that because that's why I'm doing more stories, because I'm getting engagement on my stories from people who don't follow me.
Right. And but if the people, and that's probably what you want.
You want exposure to people that are not following you.
Right.
So these creators and influencers, they're mad because the Reels views are gone down. Like, oh, I used to get 100K views on a Reel, now I only get 10K. Only 10K? There are people that would love that 10K. So they've seen the decline of reach with the Reels because, like I said, they've been dancing like monkeys and pointing and all that. And what did it get you? There are business, and what I'm mad about is because business owners see that creator influencer advice and they go and do monkey see monkey do. I'm talking about monkeys. But they do what they say because, oh, well, your so-and-so is doing it, but is it right for your business? No. You do the hard work of putting your system together, making content that fits a target audience, giving them what they want, making sure there's a connection between your business and their wants and needs. And then you put content out and then you put them on a customer relationship journey to your house. That's where you sell over there. Now, that's a lot of work.
Oh, WORK?
That's why I talk about it every week. It's a lot of work, a lot of moving parts. And if your jam is Instagram, somebody's tagline is my jam is my Instagram is my jam or something. Well, then you just got a whole bunch of information that you could put into play. But instead, they're mad with the man because he said what he said. I was like, thank you. I got my pen and paper. I recorded everything. I wrote it down. I said, thank you, Adam. Now I know what to do. So that was the big news this week that everybody got upset about. Well, I won't say everybody. Influencers and creators got upset about because, oh, they won't give me what I want. They won't help me. They won't put me in front of. They won't do.
Wow. Dr. Tachi. Dr. Tachi is here.
Oh, hey, Tachi. Dr. Tachi. Hey. What does she have to say about Meta and Instagram?
You know, I just kind of came in.
So, yeah.
Like not knowing what's happening.
Yeah.
You heard about the Instagram update post from the CEO of Instagram? He put it out like 2 or 3 days ago. He explained how the algorithm works, and it's not one algorithm, it's like at least 7, and people got upset with him. And
yes, I heard something about that. Okay. Again, my stance is none of us pay a cent for any of this.
Exactly.
What they like. And so if we're depending on it for our livelihoods, then I do understand where you would get upset, but the point is you're not paying for it. You have the right to gripe and say whatever, but that only carries weight if you're paying for the service. And so the better thing to do is to stop relying on these platforms for a payout, because they're really never going to give you what you're worth. And to start, as we know, from the book of Mario, excuse me, start doing brand partnerships and brand sponsorships and getting it direct rather than going through the platform. That's what I say to that. It's I don't think it's. I could see being upset, but there's nothing you can do.
Okay.
The headquarters.
So what I said, I'll repeat what I said. This is gold information from the head of Instagram telling you how to do what you need to do on each algorithm. Get to work. He just blew up the spot.
Exactly.
Pulled the curtain back, showed you the wizard behind in the little the Wizard of Oz, the wizard back there moving. He pulled the curtain back. I was like, you people are crazy. You better write that stuff down and get to work.
He told you what buttons to push.
Yes.
And when to push them.
What they're thinking. He gave an insight into their mind.
You know what, though? He gave an insight into his mind and their minds to lazy people.
Oh, okay, that's it.
That's the key problem there. That there are so many people, while there are some people that want to do the work to kind of understand the algorithms and know what they're doing, most people, I shouldn't say most, many people want to push a button and
they want the easy button.
Push a button,
And see, with me, I already knew. I was like, I already knew there was not one, but many. But there's different places to touch. But he gave some details to the details, and I was like, thank you. Now you know what to do.
Because they didn't make it easy, it makes it genuine, because you have to do the work. It's going to be genuine if you're going to have to put in the work.
They're trying to game. That's why I said they're trying to game it. They're trying. That's what I said. They're trying to game the system. The influencers and creators, and like Dr. Tati said, get off your lazy butt. And you want it handed. They want it handed to them on a silver platter. Here you go, engagement. Here you go, reach. Here you go, sales. Here you go. You don't gotta do nothing but dance and point. Don't. That's why I said never. That's why I even said that don't dance and point. It's pointless. What does that do?
Nothing, because you don't look cool doing it either.
You're like the man with the little thing and the clapping and the drum and this. Like, no, don't do that. So now they got their feelings hurt, and they're in the comments on that one post. There's like almost 3,000 comments on that one post, and they are mad. Why won't you give us the old Instagram? So that's what happened this week with Instagram.
That's all they have to do. They don't owe you anything.
Nope.
No.
Even though they do, for the amount of wonderful content we all produce for free. So they do, but they don't see it that way, because you're taking up server space with what they do. And if you had to do this yourself, you would have to pay an awful lot of money.
Yes.
An awful lot of pushing to let people know that you actually exist. So
I agree.
Heavy lifting of that type of stuff. So
I agree.
I see it from both ends. But yeah, you're absolutely right that
I was happy.
The keys to the kingdom.
I was happy.
The problem is they don't want to be king.
I was like, please don't take that post down. Let me screenshot it and write down and make a note and save it prosperity.
I know, right?
Good.
Yeah, so that's what happened with Instagram this week. So and that happened on Instagram. I didn't see any news stories or anything about it, but it's just because I know when he said something, they go crazy off the rails, and they really went crazy. So so we got information. Use it as you will, and those who don't see what it was, and do whatever you've been doing. So you're gonna get what you get.
All right.
I'm happy.
Okay, so please regard the announcements as they affect you personally and govern yourself accordingly as the announcements affect you personally.
Yeah.
Dr. Tati, TJ, is that it?
Yeah, that's it. That was the last one.
All right, Dr. Tati, it is all on you.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, hey everyone. Good to be back in familiar waters. Let me start by saying that Netflix, why not start with Netflix? Netflix shareholders have rejected an executive pay package in a symbolic move because the WGA had urged investors to vote against them. So this is a rebuke, basically, of Netflix's top executives. And so company shareholders, I'm a shareholder, I did not vote though, but company shareholders voted against approving the compensation packages of leaders during, including co-CEOs Ted Sarandos and Greg Peters. So yesterday, at the June 1st annual shareholders meeting, investors failed to approve the proposed exec package pay for 2023, but the vote was a non-binding, quote, say on pay advisory measure, and that means that Netflix's board can disregard the result. The board had unanimously recommended voting for the compensation plans. So here's the thing. This came after the Writers Guild of America urged investors to vote against Netflix's exec compensation measures in a letter on Tuesday. And of course, we know why, because they're still making record profits and then getting their pay is astronomical, but you're not paying your writers what they should be paid, etc. Hence part of the reason that they're striking. So of course now you're voting on an exec pay package, which probably includes some raises. So they've urged voters to say, or the shareholders to say no, not to approve it. So that said, the majority of the shareholder votes on this measure had already been cast prior to the WGA letter. So most of those were no votes anyway, according to Variety. So here's what they say. WGA West President Meredith Stein said this in a letter to Netflix shareholders. While investors have long taken issue with Netflix's executive pay, the compensation structure is more egregious against the backdrop of the strike. Shareholders should send a message to Netflix that if the company could afford to spend $166 million on executive compensation last year, it can afford to pay the estimated $68 million per year that the writers are asking for in contract improvements and put an end to the disruptive strike. Yeah, in case you all didn't know, the strike is still going on. So they sent a similar letter to Comcast investors, whose meeting is slated for next Wednesday. And last year, 27% of the shareholder votes cast at Netflix were in favor of the 2022 executive compensation plan. So this is interesting. So here's the thing. Let's look at Ted Sarandos, who is one of the co-CEOs, right? His pay package will be worth up to $40 million for 2023, which would match last year's compensation plan, and that comprises of $3 million in base salary, $17 million performance bonus, $20 million worth of stock options as well. I need to know what you all think about this. Let me know your thoughts.
Coming from corporate, being in that world, I know how they're structuring executive compensation and stuff like that, and it's a crazy world. They don't care about the little guy. They get theirs and what have you, because they're doing the things to make the company great in sales and everything. So that's my opinion. It's not right. I don't know when it's going to change. But they don't care.
You're right. It won't.
They don't care.
You're right. Here's the thing. We have to care. So I think that part of the thing is it's a very tough predicament to be in, because not only you're striking because you're protesting things like pay conditions, etc. But you are also dependent on not just them for what happens to you. It's also on the viewers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
do you then ask what do you ask the viewers to do? Because ultimately, none of this matters if the audience doesn't give a damn
Right.
about the show.
Right.
If they're not going to watch, it doesn't matter. So
right.
what role do you ask the viewers to pay? Because play rather. Because right now it doesn't feel like it's being well explained to us what's happening. And maybe the average viewer doesn't care, but maybe they would if they knew how it affected the people who play their favorite characters.
Right.
What can we do it? But they're not talking to us, they're talking to them, which yes, but you also need to let us know maybe there's something we can do.
Yeah, I think you have to get, like invested communities, like say the Game of Thrones House of Dragon community. Like we know the new season was gonna be delayed, but now it's really gonna be delayed. So you would have to get that fan base fired up and mad enough to, talk about it, do something, whatever it is.
Unsubscribe.
Yeah, you have to make a loud noise, and I agree with you. That's not being. I don't see it, and it's not being explained well. If this drags on, your XYZ show is not going to happen. Your this is not going to happen. Your that is not going to happen. So
and then they have to hope that the people who watch these shows that they don't find something else.
Right, they get into another fan community because that's where streaming, and especially streaming is now, is that you have a community to go to on Twitter or Reddit or wherever, and you get to talk about your favorite show or your favorite this, and it's a good feeling. But and I brought up House of Dragon specifically because the new season, it was like, okay, that was going to be like at the end of 2024. Or the begin, I forgot. There was something about 2024, and I was like, "Whoa, that's a long time." But now the writer's strike is going to delay that even further if they haven't, done any writing or production, or I don't know where they are in it. And I think I read a story about them shortening the season already because of the CGI with the dragons and everything. But I'm like, that you would have to get the community fired up,
right?
I think.
Before the community go find something else,
you
need to talk to them, because people's attention span is already like, okay, well, because you know how we do. I watch Star Trek, but I'm done. I'm not watching Paramount for anything else but the Star Trek. So when Star Trek is over,
you're done. I'm
out. I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, that's how I see it, because now TV and streaming is about watching with a community. It used to be you watch with your family around a TV. We don't watch. We have different behaviors. You watch on whatever device you have whenever you want, and if it's a good show, you have a good feeling about it, and you want to talk about and share your thoughts with others. That's why you have all these YouTube videos about a certain show. When after I watched Game of Thrones, I'm like, okay, let me go to YouTube and watch all the videos, people talking about the episode and deconstructing and this and that. You want to get invested in that. So if that's not happening because the shows are not happening, what do you do? Like Fran says, well, what do? I'm not going to stand around and wait for you guys. I'm going to move to another community where their shows are already been done, like, production wise, and they're ready to go.
And like Dr. Tachi was, I believe she was intimating, we need to, if the writers strike, the WGA need to go talk to the communities.
Yeah. And it's easy to do now. The social media is easy to do.
Get in the group and say, hey, we got this going on.
They could just put a video, a reel on, like Adam did on their Instagram. Just say whatever and drop the mic and move on.
Right.
And enough celebrities, enough people that are actors, etc., go live and such to know, in addition to the recorded video that they do, to know that they have access to these communities and could say something. And see, that's the thing. You have to finesse, and you really don't even have to do a big job of finessing us, because we're already with you, because we want you. So
Right.
all you have to do is point your finger to the left, like Malcolm X did in the movie, and
Right.
people move. I don't get it.
Yeah. No, you're right. They don't, and it's easy to do. You don't have to put on some stage production. Just talk honestly about your thoughts. And it could be like 15, 30 seconds. It don't have to be a long thing. Well, this is what I think about XYZ. And you drop them when I say drop the mic, because the news entertainment news will pick it up and run with it, because they're looking for content to run with. TMZ and E News and all those people, they're looking, scouring the internet for stuff to talk about. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's gonna happen. But
There we have it.
sorry, was somebody going to say something?
no,
We're
go ahead.
done.
Okay, no worries. Well, let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about. Okay, I'll do this one next. This is interesting. Let's talk, since we're on Netflix. Let's talk about Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte dominates the Nielsen streaming top 10. It debuts at number 1 for this week. It made its debut on the Nielsen ranking of streamings in the number 1 spot, and they dethroned 2-time champ The Diplomat. So this was the first week they were eligible to do that. They amassed 1.9 billion minutes viewed across its 6-episode run. Mind you, this only has 6 episodes, and if they don't come back with a new season, I don't know what to do, because it's that good. I don't know, did I ask, have you all watched it?
I have watched it. I purposely left the last 2 episodes because I don't want it to end. So I have the last 2 episodes to watch, because like you said, and I've heard Shonda say that that might be the end. Like there might not be a season 2, or it's up in the air, and it's really up in the air because she's not writing anything because she's in the writer's strike. So
Right.
I'm holding on to those last 2 episodes to go like, okay, I got something to watch. And I will probably watch it again. That's how good it is. And again, this is another invested community because they're connected to the Bridgerton community. This is an offshoot. So
Last 2 M&Ms in the bag.
when I saw that there was only 6, I said, well, let me stop. Cause I'm like, and then I've been working on some stuff. I was working on a workshop, so I was really working on things, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna save those, but then I can sit down and savor them with some, popcorn and whatever, when you really want to get into the Netflix experience. Like, okay, I'm gonna let these 2 play, and I'm gonna be ready for the end. So I got 2 in the bag.
All right. Well, you're going to be very pleased with that.
Okay, good.
Yes, you'll be very pleased. Well, and everything, Shonda never just throws anything away, if you ask me. She really takes time. And in fact, I've seen interviews with her where she expresses she knows exactly how a show will end. So it's almost like she writes backwards, where she writes with the ending episode and then goes backwards from there. So she knows exactly how it's going to end. So because she put so much care into this is how it's going to end, she can then go back and fill in the details. It's just a question of filling in the details, the who, the what, the where, and the why. So anyhow.
Can I ask you a question without giving away any spoilers for me? Is there at the end, is there an opening for season 2 or another story, or does it like boom, it ends?
It doesn't boom end.
Okay.
Because that could be, it feels like, okay, if this is it, it could be self-contained, great.
Right.
But I think people so connect with the characters
that
people so, definitely the way it ends, it brings us definitely to present day in Bridgerton universe.
Okay, I got it. I got you. Okay, I got it. Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got you.
So as not to spoil it for other folks.
Okay, yeah, for anybody who, and me too, because I was just like, does it just like end, or does it end in, or does it like Is there a bridge? So
Is it like a cliffhanger? Who shot
No
JR?
cliffhanger. No cliffhanger at all. A cliffhanger is really a really obvious device to let you know that they're either trying to come back or trying to fool the
right.
to giving them another season.
Right. And see, if you watch Bridgerton, you got introduced to the older character, like at her end. This is like her beginning.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. So it's like, and you don't have to watch Bridgerton to watch Queen Charlotte. It's like the pre-story to Bridgerton.
Okay, so it's like Batman one more time. How are we getting Batman again?
I don't know, but isn't there like a Michael Keaton Batman?
Right, and so
this
Michael
Batman?
Keaton was the first Batman, or he was
Right.
way back Batman
Yeah.
after the TV dude, and
Adam West.
yeah, and this is not even in Batman. This is the Flash, right?
Yes, this is the Flash.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
I saw it come. I was like, how? But
But it's Batman, and they knew that they couldn't just do the Flash. They had to do this. If they brought Batman back in,
it's all tied in together. And that's what they did with Bridgerton and Queen Charlotte. It's tied in. So I kind of see, if you want more and you haven't watched Bridgerton and you watch Queen Charlotte, it will take you to Bridgerton. That's the way I see it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. Thank you.
Oh no, that's good. That's good insight. Thank you. So yeah, I think this is really something that is going to. Here's the thing: Netflix needs to continue to do things like this. They know they need this, which is why everybody, Netflix included, needs to get on the ball when it comes to the writer's strike. There's been a vote. Remember, we talked about last week there, and I don't know what became of that vote. The authorization or a vote for the Screen SAG-AFTRA to strike as well, and I think the Directors Guild as well. So Hollywood knows that you need these people in order to keep making money. Do you have to make much money as you do? No. Here's the thing: Ted Sarandos making $40 million. Okay, $3 million is the actual salary, but the value is in the stock of the things and all of that. And then the bonuses. So you're making up to $40 million. They're only asking for $68 million for the writers. So already you're giving over 2/3 of that to one individual at one company. Across the board, they're only asking for $68 million.
So across the board, it could be that all of the studios, and I'm calling Netflix a studio, all of the studios can get together and put together a trust fund or something for the writers, right?
They could just come up all the money instead of giving it to the execs.
Well, I'm saying, even if they did give it to the execs, everybody can get paid. I'm just saying, put some money. Okay, we all got money. Put it over there and give it to the people who are creating the show.
You're right, but the executives, they don't think that way. The heads and the ones making, what is it, 44 million, whatever, they're not thinking about, oh, let's share. Then no. And that's in not even in Hollywood. This is like any corporation. They're not thinking about sharing.
Yeah,
it is greed, and this is what all the unions are sick of. And so my thing is, if you put it inside a trust, or you do it, it makes it like charity. They're owed this. They deserve this. They worked for it.
No, what I mean by a trust is set aside money so that this goes to that fund all the time. You understand what I mean? Where there's automatic monies going over there.
Right.
And so that's more like a line item than it is a trust. A trust seems like you're sending us, or whatever you're talking about, feels like you're setting up something that is a continuous charitable giving. It's not. This is a line item of stuff that you need to pay all the time, just like every other bill.
Exactly.
So right. That's how they need to treat it.
Exactly. So it's in the budget.
Yeah.
So instead of, what the hell is the bonus for? You haven't done PIM yet this year, and you want a bonus, fine. But your bonus, anything that you've done, and subscriptions are up. Is it you, or is it the fact that Queen Charlotte is a hit? Is it the fact that Squid Game is a hit? That's not you per se. You just happen to be in charge.
Right, and so yeah, they really do need just to pay people.
Yeah,
and pay them.
Yeah, and pay them.
We're not telling you can't have yours, but everybody can have. There's enough to go around.
Right, but see, they have that greedy mentality at the top. Exactly. They don't want to pay equity. Yeah, they don't want to be equitable. They're like, well, we getting up, everything's good. We gonna get the bigger piece of the pie because I'm the CEO. I'm the this. I'm the that. So that's the mentality of what's going on, and that happens in all the corporations. They don't want to pay what they're supposed to pay, and everybody would be happy.
The reality is, without the people that are in every corporation, without the people that are actually physically manufacturing the cars, without the people writing the show, without the people cutting the chickens up at a chicken factory, you would have a product and you would have no money.
You wouldn't have any sales.
You're going to do it yourself, but many of them don't act. You go on the floor every once in a while and you think you don't, because you don't do it day to day. So these people are the ones responsible for your pool, for your vacation in the Turks and Caicos. They are the ones responsible for that. You need to show gratitude. And here's the thing: if we're looking at it from this point of view, if you look at it from, it doesn't have to be a church point of view or whatever. But if you look at, we've always heard that more comes to you when you're grateful for what you already have.
Yeah.
When you don't show gratitude for what you have, meaning great workers, any of that, you lose it. All we have to do is look at Mr. Elon Musk and see what happened with Twitter. There are already people in place. It doesn't mean that they were the greatest people ever, but you had workers. But instead of showing gratitude, you pointed out every damn thing that was wrong and why it was their fault. So you fired them or they left. Now what do you have? A struggling platform.
I'm shaking my head because when anybody says Musk to me, I just,
So, work it out. So, that's the thing with Bridgerton and all of that. So we'll see what happens, or Queen Charlotte, I should say. We'll see what happens. I don't think I shouldn't say I don't think. It's as you said, it's open for another thing, but
good.
Do that. And if we know Shonda Rhimes like we know Shonda Rhimes, she plays no favorites. She will kill characters with it. And I like that character. She's like,
she does. Yeah, she doesn't care. She'll get rid of a character in a heartbeat. She don't care how much of a fan favorite. You're on the table. You're out.
Exactly. If it doesn't lend to excitement in the story or add to the story arc, they're gone. They're absolutely gone. So I'm not surprised that if there is no season 2 of Queen Charlotte, because this is her MO. Hey Dante, welcome.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. I think I have one more story for you because I know we are basically at time.
Okay.
Hold on. There you are. All right, so this is interesting for those of you, and I don't know if you saw this, Terry, but in terms of TikTok, but there is a creator house in the UK that's featuring romance novel fans from Book Talk. And if you don't know what Book Talk is, if you are a TikToker, there are whole sections of TikTok that are dedicated to specific subjects.
Mm-hmm.
So Book Talk is huge. It's full of authors. It's full of people that are book enthusiasts, full of publishers, etc. So all you have to do is do #BookTalk, and it will come up. Beware though, you will get Book Talk stuff all the time once you venture over to that side. So what they're trying to do is promote some of their new romance novels. This is Simon & Schuster, and they're harnessing the power of Book Talk. So this summer, 6 creators that are affiliated with Book Talk's literary community will cohabitate at a creator house in Brighton in the UK, and that's a seaside city. So the featured book book talkers will occupy the Creator House in the first weekend of July. And let me tell you the people who are going to be there. The Library of Lena, Ella Simps for books, Compulsive Book Buyers,
Mm-hmm.
Miss and Baby, and Booked Up. So if you're a book talker, you probably know them. I'm like semi-book talk, so I don't know who these are. So they all have the same literary niche. And so what's going to happen is they're going to have scavenger hunts and visits to local bookstores, and they're going to discover new titles like The Long Game by Elena Armis, Wildfire by Hannah Grace, etc. So apparently they've had other creator houses before. So they've teamed up with a content market agency called Rocket, and they're establishing this book-inspired creator house. This is what they say. As industry leaders in the romance space, we have loved collaborating with content creators on TikTok over the past few years to further amplify the power of romance and reach swaths of new readers. Passionate and imaginative, the book talk community have done incredible things to advance attitudes and further our respect rom fic #mission, and we're proud to work alongside them. Collaborating with Rocket on a romance-specific creator house feels like the next natural step. So I thought that was actually very cool that now you're starting to see not just video content, but something like this, book content publishers hop onto the social media train to engage other people on that social media, and hopefully you'll buy Simon & Schuster books. So that's what I have for you this afternoon.
Oh, thank you very much. And let's see, I have a comment here. Dante said, "Hey, Blab family."
Well, hello.
I hadn't heard the B word in a while.
Been quite some time.
Yes.
Carlos had some good comments over here. He came back.
Jokes.
He said, "Yeah, was you still there?"
He said, "Love you guys. I need to meet you guys in person and need input to shape his business." Okay, Carlos, we got you.
Me and Carlos, we're gonna meet up, Carlos.
Yeah, because you two are already in the same city.
Yeah, we're supposed to. I know where to find you, Carlos.
Go to the Soup Nazi and y'all tell us about what's happening.
Carlos said, "You still on?" Yeah, we here. We got to get the news out.
Yeah, this was really some good information. Thank you. It is Friday, the first Friday in June, and so that means first Monday is coming up. And we are looking to do something to have a guest speaker. I was going to talk to TJ or Dr. Tachi to see if you all would like to do a guest presentation from your location, and we pipe you into the live meeting in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, let's get a date.
Okay. Well, that's what
you
we're
know
seeing.
what I'm going to talk about.
Right. And so we need you to talk about it and talk about it to our in-person audience. And so it's first Monday is June the 5th. And we meet at 5:00 at Seasons 52, but we would pipe you in directly.
Right.
Through not Instagram Live, but through StreamYard.
Yeah.
So I think we'd like to do that. And you can talk to us about the state of AI. So everybody's freaking out.
Man.
It's all good, people. It's all good. And because AI is, it should be a part of every business. It really does help you do. Man, I have been able to use AI to write stuff. I was like, ooh, this would have took me months trying to figure out some of this stuff.
Yep.
Listen, I am a writer, so I don't really have any problems coming up with things. But I have to say, using AI to kind of put in ideas first.
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay.
It fleshes it out. It fleshes it out for you and shows you things you didn't think about.
Right. Or even the things that you already knew.
Right.
And it just like, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I go in there.
You get a tangent. Yeah. You can go off in a. Mhm. Yeah,
We like the AI. I'm like, whoa, thank
I
you.
do.
It's almost like having an assistant in the kitchen,
It is.
chopping up the stuff for you. All I gotta do is put the ingredients together and put it in a pot. So
You have it.
we will be back on Monday, and we will be here Monday at 8 a.m. And we'll be talking some more about that. You can go this first Mondays with BizChicks. And then if you want to become a part of the BizChicks community, you can text biz to 33777 or go to bizchicks.net and sign up there. And TJ, and we have something to announce too. This is our 10th year.
Really?
Yeah.
It's been that long?
Yeah, it's been that long. And so it may be longer than that, but definitely 2013. And we took your advice, TJ, about trademarking.
Ooh.
And so we went with a trademark company to help us through all of the
Yes, the whole legal morass of
yeah. And so
red tape and
I got an email saying that they have filed our
woohoo!
trademark. So
We need some
right.
celebration music or confetti or whatever going on in StreamYard.
Right, whatever we got over there.
Is
And
there some music? Something?
Terry is playing it.
Some kind of yay music. I don't see
yes,
it.
so they are trademarked. It's been filed. That is not the end though. And I learned a lot through this trademarking company. And guess where I found them?
Facebook?
Instagram. They did an explainer video very quickly about what happens
The
whole process.
Right.
And why you want to work with a company that specializes, their attorneys do all the work and stuff like that. And so they explained it really, really well. And
yeah, the name, can you share the name? Or
yes, it's called the Trademark Factory. Trademark Factory.
Okay.
And they said, congratulations, your trademark application for BizChicks is now filed. They went through some stuff with us. Okay, is this the logo that you're using? And we all of the stuff that would have gotten our trademark rejected if we hadn't, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If we hadn't used their expertise.
Right.
So
okay. All right. I see it. Yeah, Trademark Factory. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they're really good. They really explain some stuff. And they're cheaper than messing it up. I wasn't doing DIY for this.
No, not with this.
So it says your trademark will appear on the USPTO's website in approximately 7 to 14 days. The trademark office will review the application in about 9 to 11 months. That sounds like the government.
Yes.
And we'll keep you updated on all developments. You can always consult our portal, the cabinet that we have.
Mm-hmm.
And then do you want to trademark for other countries and some other stuff?
Right. Wow. That is great news.
Right. And so they really did do, and I get every Wednesday they tell us about people who trademarked and didn't get it and why they didn't get it. And they're talking about some celebrities and stuff.
Wow.
Right.
Okay.
You can trademark your brand, all kind of stuff. Anyway.
Cool.
It was good. The Trademark Factory.
All right. Let's check them out.
Mm-hmm. So we'll be back on Monday. Thank you, everybody. Live and on the replay, in the house, out of the house, wherever you are, Clubhouse. Dr. Chachi, thank you for tuning in from Florida. Terry, it's all on you.
Okay, guys, we just want to thank you for everything that you do. We want you to know we appreciate our contributors. We know you dedicate a lot of time to research. And so we just want to acknowledge that. Dr. Taji, thank you for all that you're doing on the other coast over there in Florida and along with TJ. If you're looking for them, you can
the East Coast crew.
That's right. You can find them over there on Instagram and Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that's it. Terry
Yeah.
Johnson
Terry Johnson online.
online.com info. You can drop her a line, and you can find Dr. Tachi over there on Mediascope. So we want you to know we look forward to seeing you, and hopefully you'll drop in first Monday if you're in the Sacramento area. We'd love to see you and share with people what it is you do and how you serve. Have a great day, everyone, and thank you for your time.
Bye. Oh, Carlos, we love you too. I forgot to tell him we love you too.
Okay,
He's gone, but
okay. I doubt he's
bye,
probably still
everybody.
listening.
Yeah.
Bye bye, everyone.